Welcome back, y'all. We're about to pop off for this Cleveland Cavaliers versus Detroit Pistons game. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this season would have been must-watch TV? But let's get to it, y'all. Let's start the show. Let's get to it. We are back once again. Today we gotta watch the opponent. We gotta check in with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got smacked up by the Boston Celtics the other night. Cool, they lost. It would have been nice if Celtics lost, but either way, we gonna take it from either side because obviously we're chasing both the Boston Celtics as well as the Cleveland Cavaliers. And while it's a long shot to catch up the Cleveland Cavaliers for our New York Knicks to get that one seed, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So today we're tuning in to the second night of a back-to-back in a game for them. The second night of a back-to-back. Last night, obviously, like we just talked about, they played the Boston Celtics. They got whooped by them. They came back into that game. They made it a game. They played hard, and they fell short. And tonight's the second night of a back-to-back, and Donovan Mitchell is not playing tonight. So can Detroit, who's sitting at 500 right now, we're not all that worried about Detroit. Detroit's a good team. You guys know I love Cade Cunningham. Should be a good, entertaining game. But obviously, I'm personally rooting, and I would assume a lot of you guys are going to end up rooting against the Cavs tonight and rooting for the Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham to take down the mighty Cleveland Cavaliers. And again, without Donovan Mitchell, we'll see what the Cavs look like tonight. Now, I will say, this is a very busy night in the NBA, guys. Very busy night in the NBA. Tonight, we got pretty much half the league playing, it feels like. We got Bucks, Hornets, we got Spurs, Hawks, Wizards, Nets, Heat, 76ers, Grizzlies, Raptors, Bulls, Timberwolves, Warriors, Jazz, Pelicans, Nuggets, Suns, Thunder, Magic, Kings. Nothing really all that we have to pay attention to outside of, obviously, this Cavs game. Maybe the Bucks, because they're right behind us in the standings, although we do have a cushion on them. But a Bucks loss is always nice. By the way, Bucks just made a move. We'll talk about it. But the game that is most interesting for us tonight is obviously this Cavs game. Mark Avon, what's up, Mark? 25-26 champs was popping, my guy. Jonas got traded to Sacramento. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. David Osh Jr., what's up, David? Daniel Tilson, what's up, Daniel? Jonas's fit traded, great. Don't want him anyway. Where'd he get traded? Sacramento. He got traded to Sacramento Kings, which is just odd because you would think that they would be riding the tank commander train. Why did you trade De'Aaron Fox and get back a couple assets, but then not look to tank? I don't know. And then why are you adding pieces? Why are we now trading for a guy? Why are we buyers all of a sudden? Who knows what Sacramento's plan is, but that's their plan. The other big trade that happened, when you have a Luka trade that happened during your trade season, there are no other big trades. The other big trade that happened today was the Kyle Kuzma trade going to Milwaukee. Traded for Chris Middleton. I hate that trade. I think Chris Middleton right now, as often injured and coming off the bench, and all of that, taking all of that into consideration, right now Chris Middleton's still a better player than Kyle Kuzma. Now Kyle Kuzma's younger. I don't know what the contract situation was like. They were pretty much traded straight up for each other, so I would assume it's similar unless Kyle Kuzma has less years in his deal. I think he does. But I just don't see how he's additive to a team coming from the worst team in the league, in which it was reported didn't have the best of attitudes there. Now, I'm not going to kill anybody for not having a great attitude on a tanking, horrible young team. But guys like Valanciunas, guys like Malcolm Brogdon, like they take on the leadership role and they're like, all right, let me guide the young guys. I'll get my numbers. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to hoop. But let me help the young guys. It's not about necessarily winning. We're trying to win, but it's not about winning every single game. It's about building up the young dudes. Kyle Kuzma was like, nah, F that. Like, give me the ball. Get out my way. I'm trying to get my numbers. Like, that's not really the kind of guy I want to bring on my team. It just reeks of desperation from Milwaukee. I don't think he's going to fit well there. He has not shot the ball well at all from the perimeter. He's like a 27% three-point shooter. It has cratered his shooting this season. I've been out on Kyle Kuzma for a long time. I used to like Kyle Kuzma a lot. Used to think he was good, solid. Oh, my bad. Y'all can't see that. They're going to come get me if I show you that. They're going to come take the stream down if I show you guys that. My bad. But Mark even said, the Knicks are 6.5 games back to the Cavs. Yes, it is a long shot, but it's not impossible. It is a long shot. A lot, like, Cavs would have to crater quite a bit, and the Knicks would have to go on a big old run. They can't, go out there, lose games to the Lakers, Although the Lakers are good, and they just traded for a guy who, by the way, might play on Saturday, and the Knicks play on Saturday. Here's the thing. If Doncic does make his debut on Saturday, which it looks like it because ESPN went up, snatched that game, and they're like, all right, well, we got to nationally televise this game, so it looks like Luka's going to play on Saturday. If he does, we might have to try and go live at that 4 o'clock game for the Lakers game for Luka's debut, as well as obviously go live for the late game. Knicks play at 8:30. Lionel Mona's AstroCat. What's popping, everybody? Here we go. We're off and running. The Cavs win the tip. And here we go. I'll get to everybody's comment in a second. David said AD might play tomorrow. If AD might play tomorrow, then we might have to watch AD's debut, right? Evan Mobley's going to start us off by knocking down a straightaway 3. Evan Mobley's not been shooting the ball all that well. He had a really hot December and has been really quiet since. Harris has it up top, gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham, where's my microphone? Coming to his right on the right wing, pulling it back. Dancing with it against Mobley, leaning in, stops, turns, kicks it out. Harris, pump fakes, driving to his left in the mid-range. Pump fakes, foul line jumper, can't get it to go. Jared Allen ripping a rebound down, knocked out of his hands. It's going to remain with Detroit. Nice activity from Jalen Duren. Mark Avon said Cunningham's going to win this one. I hope so. Big Cade Cunningham fan. Want to see him in the playoffs? I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you. Harris, a pull-up jumper out of the out-of-bounds play, can't get it to go. Allen with the rebound. Here comes Caris LeVert, who's back in the lineup here today. Obviously getting the start with no Donovan Mitchell. LeVert down the lane, scoop lay with the left hand, way off, can't get it to go. Good defense from Detroit. Cunningham, no look pass to Thompson, who goes all the way up, blows the layup. Thompson, he got stuck between wanting to dunk it and lay it up, and he left it just short, out of bounds off of Cleveland, though. It'll remain here with Detroit. 25-26 says Middleton's a good, is going to get bought out. Could be a good pickup for New York. New York can't sign anybody who makes more than the veteran mid-level that gets bought out. So even if he does get bought out, the Knicks are not allowed to sign him. Thank your new CBA. Evan Mobley has it on the right wing, gets it over to LeVert. LeVert up top. Coming to his left and gets fouled by Jalen Duren. Not the greatest of starts for Detroit so far. Kind of stumbling and bumbling. Oh, Mark Avon and AstroCat are the same people, right? Isn't that right, Astra? I just saw your comment or I switched to the right account. I forget. Garland coming to his right. They show 2. Kicks it out to Strus. A left wing 3. Rattles it in, and it's a 6-0 start. Off of 2 threes. How will you respond, Detroit? Come on. Show me something. Cunningham coming to his right off a Hardaway Jr. screen. Garland switches onto him. Cunningham backing him down. Kicks it out. Hardaway is going to settle for a contested 3, and he knocks it down. Okay. Tim Hardaway Jr., they're going to need you tonight, buddy. Cleveland rushing it down the other end. Caris LeVert has it up top, swings it over to Garland. Garland coming to his left, attacking against Thompson, leaning in, flips it up off glass, can't get it to go. Obviously looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. Thompson pushing it the other way. They got the numbers. Pass fake, throws a lob inside to Jalen Duren. The beautiful manipulation from All-Star Thompson. We just saw his brother Eamon Thompson, who's taken that leap. I don't think All-Star is going to be all that far behind. I think Detroit's got a real good one in him. All-Star hounding Darius Garland. He knocks it loose. They both dive on it. Garland saves it out to Strus, swings it over to Mobley. Mobley driving to his right on Harris in the paint, flips it up with the right hand, comes up short, but gets a nice friendly bounce as he gets it to go down. 8-5. Cunningham on the right wing being guarded by Garland. He's going to go right into the post, back into the post, spinning towards the baseline. puts up a little flip shot. Too long, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Thompson and Duren knocked away from each other, and then Cunningham ends up fouling Allen, going for the ball. David said Dallas Celtics tomorrow, so it might just be a game we have to watch, David. If it's also might be a game where Anthony Davis makes his debut, we might just have to watch it. We might just have to watch it. That might be the game tomorrow. It's a good game to watch anyway, just because it's the Celtics, and obviously we're rooting for Celtics losses. As Detroit forces a turnover, Thompson coming down after the home run pass gets picked off by Strus. Come on, Duren. Garland, extra pass. Mobley, left corner three. He knocks it down, 2 for 2 to start the game for Evan Mobley. 3 for 3 from the floor, 2 for 2 from three-point range. Evan Mobley's hooping. Cunningham coming to his right, off a Duren screen, snaking it back to his left in the paint. Righty scoop layup, gets it to go. There goes Cade Cunningham. There goes that man. Getting to the basket. Garland coming to his right off the Mobley screen. Hesitation move, bounce past Mobley in the paint. Pump fake, gets fouled by Duren. That's 2 fouls on Jalen Duren already. Uh, 2526 said, I was tired of the Mitch for Jonas talks. Me too, brother. Me too. They were killing me. They were killing me on the inside. Why is my score so off? I keep giving points to the wrong side. My bad. My bad. It is 12-7. I gave the 3 points to the wrong side. Mobley knocks down both of his free throws. They can get 13-7. There we go. Hardaway Jr. has it up top. Gets it over to Isaiah Stewart, who's just checked back in. Cunningham crosses over to his left at the foul line. He's got Garland on him. Using his size, step back, foul line jumper. Off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Mobley with the rebound. Here comes Strus, pushing it the other way. Hit ahead to LeVert, who's going to drive it in on Hardaway Jr. Gets to the basket. Looked like it got blocked by Harris. The ball is loose. Garland picks it up, driving it down to his right along the baseline. Pass fake, puts up the floater, gets it to go. And a timeout from Detroit. They've seen enough. Got to talk a couple of things over. Under 8 to go here in the first quarter. Cleveland, full control right now of the game. Only an 8-point lead, but they do have full control of the game. All right, where are we on everybody's comments? Astra said, I don't like these people that are like, KD to the Knicks is a great idea. The past 4 years, he's an old man. He might as well come with a walker. I agree with you, Astra. 100%. I agree with you 1,000%, I should say. Just because he's not healthy. He's never going to be healthy again for a full 82 games and a playoff run. It's not going to happen. He's old. Move it on. Move it on. Right? He was just teamed up with Devin Booker, and that team could barely stay afloat above 500. We're good. Move on. Move on from KD. Let alone giving up assets. Look, if it was free agency talk, all right, let's talk about it. Trading assets for Kevin Durant at this point in his career is crazy. That is a Hail Mary move. That is for teams that are desperate, like the Golden State Warriors, who are, like the Miami Heat. Both of those teams rumored to be very interested in Kevin Durant. That is for those guys, not the New York Knicks, who are competing for a championship right now. We're good. Leon Mona said, what's Leon Rose got up his sleeves for tomorrow, Sheffy? I think, honestly, a whole lot of nothing. Honestly, a whole lot of nothing. I think he's going to trade Jericho Sims for a couple of assets, maybe a couple of second-round picks, or maybe a second-round pick or two. And that's going to be it. And then I think they're going to look for a wing on the buyout market. I think they're satisfied enough with the progress that Mitchell Robinson has reportedly been making, and that he's likely to return either soon or at the latest right after the All-Star break. So I think they're looking at that as their big acquisition. Okay, we're getting Mitchell Robinson back, getting a big solid backup 5. We're good on that. We'll trade Jericho Sims for a couple of seconds because he's a free agent after this season. And he's obviously not a part of the future plans, not with what Ariel Hugportia showed the last 2 games. So they know they have that in the bag. Unless somebody is available that we don't know about, there's just not a whole lot on the market that the Knicks should be interested in, David said, I'd take KD if we can keep all the starters, but that wouldn't work. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Like I said, look, KD's obviously still great. He's old and he's not can't play an 82-game season anymore without getting hurt and missing 15, 20 games. But talking about trading for KD, it's just that's not where we should be. Free agency, all right, let's have a conversation. What are you looking for? What are we looking for? Can we make a number work here? Obviously, we can't because we're got a ton of money tied up in a bunch of guys. But I'd rather have Anunoby than KD. I'll tell you that. I know that sounds crazy, but at this point in their careers, yeah, I think I would. I know it's crazy. I know. KD's still great. That man is old. That man is old. He's going to break down. You're worried about Anunoby injury history? I'm worried about KD age and his injury history. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Thompson got fouled at the basket, and he knocks down both of his free throws. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? MBM, Chris Rowe. It's popping, everybody. Garland bringing it down against Thompson. Coming to his right. Gets it over to Mobley. No, throws it away over the top of Mobley. How do you overpass the Mobley? 7:30 to go here in the first quarter. 6-point game, 15-9. Harris has it up top, hands it off to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway gets it over to Stewart. Stewart up top, being guarded by Allen. Hands it off to Harris. Harris dancing with it, coming to his right, driving it down, step back, mid-range pull-up jumper, gets it to go. Foul line jumper for Tobias Harris. They're going to need you too tonight. Can't just be all Cade against this Cavs team, even without Donovan Mitchell. Garland crosses over to his right in the paint, pump fake, steps through with a scoop layup and gets it to go. And the Pistons trying to push quickly the other end. All-Star Thompson down the lane, attacking Jared Allen. Not the smartest of moves. Little out of control, misses the layup. Garland, a jab step, right wing three in transition. He can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Strus. It's going back to Detroit. David said Sims is definitely gone. He is definitely gone. 25-26 says Middleton's going to get bought out. Could be a good pickup for the New York. Oh, I read that one already, and I explained already we can't unfortunately get Middleton. He would have been a great pickup for New York, but they can't get him because the CBA doesn't allow them as a team that's past the first apron. Cunningham misses a mid-range jumper. Now he's guarding LeVert on the other end. Hands it off to Mobley. Cunningham switches onto him. Mobley blows past him, and the paint gets blocked by Stewart, but out to Strus. Kicks it in the corner to Garland. Pump fakes, sets his feet in the paint, kicks it out. LeVert can't reward his teammates for the extra passing and the wide open three as he misses it. Hardaway Jr. rushing it down the other end. Hesitates with pulling the pull-up three. Up top to Cunningham, jab step coming to his right, kicks it back out to Hardaway Jr. This time he winds up with a wide open left wing three and he knocks it down. That's why you don't settle for the three. You get it to your superstar player and he'll create a wide open three for you. On the other end, Strus is going to catch and fire and he can't get it to go. Mobley knocks it out of Harris's hands. Just for Strus to be able to pick it up, back out to Garland, driving it down, kicks it out. They swing it out. Strus trying to be rewarded for his extra effort. But he can't knock down the wide open right corner three. And Cunningham on the other end crosses over, leaves it off for Stewart in the paint, puts up the floater, gets it to go. And a timeout from Cleveland. And here comes the rollicking Detroit Pistons, 17-16, a 1-point game with 5:30 to go. Fun game. Fun game. We're going to go back and forth all night. I like it. Obviously rooting for the Pistons tonight. You guys know how big of a fan of Cade Cunningham I am. David said, I say Sims is traded. Mitch stays. Hug gets more time. Shaman and Ryan released. TJ and McCullough come up. That's not bad, David. It's not bad at all. I don't think they're going to release Shamit. I could see them maybe releasing Ryan. I don't think they care that TJ Warren can get buckets. They don't care. I think they want a guy to play defense. McCullough, doesn't he already have an NBA contract, or was he signed to a G League contract? I don't particularly know the details of McCullough's contract, but I know that they are in zero rush to get him involved with the main organization right now. Just stay down with the G League, work it out, because he's had a litany of injuries in college. It's part of the reason why he slipped to the second round. He went to Kansas, or he transferred to Kansas, and had a great college career. And if it weren't for the injury history, would have, one, came out to the draft much earlier in his college career, and two, would have went much higher than the late second round. If the Knicks don't take him at 56, he's likely to go undrafted. So I don't think that they're in a rush to bring him up with the big squad. I don't think that happens, although it might. I do think they keep Shamet, just because I still think that they value Shamet's defense far more than they value T.J. Warren's offense. Matt Ryan, I don't know. Matt Ryan, I don't know what they're doing with Matt Ryan. I don't know if they care to keep him. I don't care if they care to release him. I don't know. But I don't think that they are looking at T.J. Warren or McCullough right now as options for the main roster. 25-26 says, who's the better duo, AD and Kyrie or Cat and Brunson? Cat and Brunson. 10 times out of 10, Cat and Brunson. Brunson's better than Kyrie, and I think AD is slightly better than Cat, especially when you factor in the defense. I definitely probably would rather have AD, but Karl-Anthony Towns' ability to stretch the floor and play the 5 and the 4 with his versatility, I think makes that a much closer conversation. I think people realize it's definitely, without a doubt, Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns. Kyrie's past his prime. He's had some injuries throughout his career. He's obviously still great, but he's not a number one guy. And I don't think AD is a number one guy. I think they're going to try to make him a number one guy here in Dallas, and we're going to see how that works out. But we know Brunson's a number one guy. We know Karl-Anthony Towns is like a 1B kind of guy, right? So I'd definitely rather have Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, younger, by the way, than AD and Kyrie. Garland to pull up 3 on the left wing as we just come back, and he gets those 3 points right back, just like that. 20-16, a 4-point game. Beasley is in the game. He gets over to Cunningham. Cunningham up top being guarded by Merrill. A lot of off-ball movement here for Detroit, trying to find an open man. Now Cunningham coming to his right off a Harris screen. They swing it over to Hardaway Jr., a right wing 3. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Harris tips it off the glass, but he can't keep it. Here comes Georges Niang bringing it down. Cunningham is going to pick him up. Niang over to Merrill. Swings it over to Ty Jerome, who's checked in. Jerome driving to his left, being guarded by Beasley. Leaning in, puts up a floater off glass, banks it in. Beasley bringing it down. They throw it over to Harris in the high post, being guarded by Merrill. Harris faces up, jab step. They show 2. Step back, fall away long 2, or fall away midi 2 for Harris, and he gets it to go. And Tobias Harris is going to have to take advantage of having the smaller Sam Merrill on him. It's probably not the offense Detroit wants to go to, but it's one of their better options right now. Ty Jerome, spinning off of Hardaway Jr., knocks down a tough running contested floater over him. Ty Jerome coming out swinging right away, looking to get his buckets early. Hardaway Jr. has it up top, gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham being guarded by Ty Jerome. Quick crossover to his left. Kicks it out to Harris, a straightaway 3 for Harris. Quick catch and shoot off the back rim. Isaiah Stewart, the offensive rebound over Jared Allen, and he lays it up and in with the left hand. There you go, Isaiah Stewart. When he plays under control, calm, cool, and collected, can be dominant. When he starts getting emotional and starts getting physical with people, that's when he gets ejected from games and suspended, And Tobias Harris saw it come and saved it from going out of bounds, but right to Merrill, who kicks it back to Niang in the corner for 3. Can't get it to go. Jared Allen off in the rebound, misses the putback, and now Cunningham has it up top coming to his left. A pull-up 3 for Cunningham, off the back rim, fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Cavs. Susan, what's up, Susan? Charlie V. Cruz, what's up, Charlie? Lana Mona said, not breaking my roster for KD. A KD trade in big 2025 is a desperate team move, and the Knicks are not a desperate team. 25-26 said, unpopular opinion, Dallas won the Luka trade. You traded a top 3 player in the NBA for a 31-year-old injury-riddled big man, big dog. Anthony Davis is great. You severely hampered your short-term and long-term prospects in doing so, in making that trade. And you got out-negotiated. You had Reeves and Connect in the trade along with the other first-round pick, and you let Rob Pelinka talk you down from that. There's not a worse trade in NBA history. Cunningham has it up top. 24-20. Cleveland coming off of a miss out of the mid-range. Cunningham crosses over in the lane, flips it up the basket, gets it to go down. Cade Cunningham amongst the trees, able to finish. Helps to be 6'7". Helps to be a 6'7" point guard. Ty Jerome driving it down, leans in, kicks it out the last second to nobody. Cunningham picks it up, and now he's attacking Mobley, trying to blow right past him. Righty layup, gets it to go right past Mobley. Mobley backpedaling, trying to keep up with them. Couldn't quite extend to contest it, and now we're tied at 24. Mobley has it up top, being guarded by Stewart, hands it off to Niang. He's going to catch and fire from three over Isaiah Stewart. A little late to close out on the switch, and Niang makes him pay, splash in the three. Who is this? Ron Holland up top, gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham coming to his left, dancing around to Isaiah Stewart's screen. They get it over to Ron Holland. He's going to hesitate, put up a left corner three. He can't get it to go. Jalen Tyson, the rookie for the Cavs, with the rebound. Now he's pushing it. Fontecchio, the lone defender, and Jalen Tyson in the lane, hesitating, ends up walking with the ball. That's a name that I'd like for the Knicks, Simone Fontecchio. 3-and-D guy. Not a whole lot of minutes available for him right now in Detroit. Obviously, they're going to prioritize guys like Ron Holland over him, so it's understandable. But guy can knock down a three. Guy can play some defense. He's a big body. I think the Knicks need a wing more than anything. Fontecchio gets it over to Beasley, who just catches and fires. He got three guys closing out on him. Malik Beasley, one of the hottest shooters in the league this season, having a phenomenal year. Ty Jerome coming to his left off the screen, crosses over to his right, attacking in the paint, shoves off of Beasley, leaning right into him, creating the space, and knocks down the floater over him. Ty Jerome, craftier and stronger than you might think. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Merrill on a switch. He's dancing around the Stewart screen. Quick crossover to his left. Ooh, loses the handle. He's got to pick it back up. Now coming to his left. Pocket pass to Stewart, down the lane, against Mobley. Stops, turns, flips it up the left hand. Can't get it to go. Niang secures the rebound. Here comes Ty Jerome. Jerome being guarded by Beasley. Coming to his left off a Mobley screen. Blowing past Stewart. Picks a dribble up. Kicks out to Niang. He pump fakes. Trying to drive past Holland. Leans into him, and he lays it up and in, using his body to create space. Back to a 7-point lead for Cleveland. Fontecchio bringing it down. Under a minute to go. Up top to Stewart. Stewart hands it off to Cunningham. Coming to his right. Snaking it back to his left hand in the paint. Kicks it over to Holland. Attacking along the baseline. Shovels it over to Stewart, who gets fouled by Mobley. Robin Shaw, what's up, Robin? Daniel Tilson. Daniel Tilson said, easy on the old man, talk construction work is aging me fast. He's old only in the sense of a basketball player being old, right? I mean, KD's what, 35? Super young. 35 is super young. Yak, what's up, Yak? We have a young cat named Huck Porty and a 26-year-old Mitch at center, and power forwards Cat and Precious. Our future is bright. They did a really good job of not having guys that they're relying upon in the future to be older than 30. Ty Jerome coming off the screen, snake his way into the paint, knocks down a floater. I believe they're going to give him the and one too. 30 seconds to go. Stewart did knock down both of his free throws, by the way. Missing a lot of your comments, y'all. My bad. Sasser has it up top, being guarded by Merrill. Crossing over to his left, driving it down, inside to Stewart, who throws it over the head of Fontecchio. 13 seconds to go. Ty Jerome did knock down his and one free throw. Darius Garland's going to check in for the final offensive possession. Ty Jerome bringing it down. Being guarded by Sasser, driving to his left. He's got the size advantage, leans in, puts up the floater. He can't get down when the go. Stewart with the rebound over to Sasser. Sasser gets it over to Beasley. He can't get it off in time, and that's going to be the end of our first quarter. 34-26, an 8-point game. Cleveland with the advantage early. (25-26) is who out of the Knicks' 4 rookies, Dadier, Kolek, Hukporti, McCullough, has the highest upside? Dadier has the highest upside. Who will end up being the more productive NBA player? I mean, I'm high on Dadier, so maybe I'm biased, but I want to say Dadier. I mean, a 6'8" guy who can knock down a 3 and move his feet a little bit defensively has a higher ceiling than anybody. You know, Kolek is nice, but a 6'1", 4-year college player who is more of a playmaker than a scorer in modern basketball is, you know, a good NBA player, a good backup. I don't know if I see him being the starting point guard of a team. You know, I did one day say that about Quickly, and now look at him. Now he's the starting point guard of a team. So you never know. But Quickly was younger than Kolek when he came in and was more ready to go in the NBA than Kolek has been. So I guess I'd still lean Dadier over Kolek there. Hukporti is the interesting one because I think Hukporti has a lot of skills. Hukporti has really good basketball feel. You know, he's not just a defender and rebounder. He's got a nice touch around the basket. He's got a nice little floater. Can finish around the basket. He's got athleticism. He's got passing vision off the short roll, so that makes it very interesting. I think there's a possibility that in the future that Hukporti could be good enough to find himself as a starting center in the NBA. Maybe not on a championship level team, but on like a, you know, mediocre to good team. I think he could find himself being like a legit starting center on an NBA team. And if not, on like a championship level team, I could legit see him being like a really good backup. David Oz Jr. said, Huck, McCullough, Kolek, Dadier. Is that the order you got him in? I think Dadier is going to end up being the best one out of all of them. And then McCullough's old and he's got injury history. He might never find it in the NBA. Obviously, I hope he does, but Yak said, Huck at center and Cat at power forward. Looked so good on offense and switched Huck on defense to power forward and shutting down Barnes. Yeah, Huck slid his feet well. We've been calling for some Karl Anthony Towns at the 4. Figured as Paul Reed puts up a jumper to start the second quarter. That's not. I don't think that's what Detroit wants to see. I'm excited to see Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns lineups when Robinson gets back healthy. Very excited for it. The Pistons cause a turnover. Sasser down the lane, leaning in, trying to draw the foul. Holland able to get it in the paint as Paul Reed was able to save it. Lays it up and in. And then a delay a game on Ron Holland. Come on, Ron. You're hanging around Isaiah Stewart too much. Mobley has it up top, being guarded by Reed. Gets it over to Tyson. Tyson driving to his right. Against Beasley, spins along the baseline, puts up a little floater, can't get it to go. Paul Reed comes flying in for a rebound. There you go, Paul Reed. That's more like it. That's what I want you to see. I don't want to see you settling for mid-range jumper to start the offense. Sasser swings it over to Fontecchio. Extra pass Ron Holland, a right corner 3, off the back rim, but Paul Reed with the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Fontecchio, driving it down, step back, mid-range jumper, in and out, can't get it to stay. Ty Jerome with the rebound. Here comes Mobley. Mobley bringing it down on the left wing, out to Merrill. Merrill, a left wing 3, knocks it down. Paul Reed a little late to close out. Off of the switch up to Merrill. Merrill makes him pay. Sasser bringing it down. He has it up top. Coming to his right. Over to Fontecchio. Driving to his right along the baseline. Gets caught in the air. Kicks it out. They swing it over to Sasser. Pump fakes. You got to take that 3, Sasser. Inside to Paul Reed. Goes at Mobley, and he lays it up and in. Nice strong move from Paul Reed. Had a nice impact on the game once he came in. Ty Jerome has it up top. Coming to his right. Inside the Mobley. Swings it out left corner. Jalen Tyson, Air balls the 3-pointer. Fontecchio chases it down. Inside pass to Paul Reed in the paint. Spins against the contact. Lays it up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Niang ends up with it. And here come the Cavs pushing the other way. Jerome over to Merrill. He's going to fire a three. Well contested. Can't get it to go. Tyson with the rebound. Leaves it off for Jerome. Jerome being guarded by Holland. Hands it off to Merrill. And a loose ball foul on Holland. Blocking foul on Holland, they call. MBM said, Jimmy Buckets the Golden State Warriors. I don't know. Jimmy does not want to go to the Warriors, he said. That's what he said. We'll see. We will see. Yak said, do you want to see Shamet playing in the playoffs? I'm not even sure we see Payne much. Yeah, I don't think we see Payne that much in the playoffs. I'm thinking 10 minutes is what we'll see. Mobley able to draw the foul, driving it in on Paul Reed, gets the floater to go. I don't think we'll see Payne that much in the playoffs. I don't think we see Shamet at all. I don't think Shamet's even going to be part of the rotation towards the end of the year here once we get Mitchell Robinson back. And to be honest, if they do need to go to a wing and they don't pick up a wing either on the buyout market or in a trade here before the deadline is over, I could see them going to Dadier over Shamet. But the thing with Dadier is he's been hurt with a toe injury. Like, if there's any time for him to be healthy, it's right now to take advantage of this opportunity. Look at what Hug Porty's doing, taking advantage of the opportunity. The Cavs are in a little bit of a zone. Holland driving it down, kicks it out to Fontecchio. Fontecchio dribbles it in, tries to lob it inside to Paul Reed. It was tipped, and it did find its way to Paul Reed, and Paul Reed unexpectedly able to catch it, save it, and lay it up and in. 40-32. Mobley did knock down his and one free throw. Ty Jerome has it up top, inside to Mobley, driving it in on Reed. Goes to his lefty layup, gets it to go. Just too big, too strong, too long. Gets it to go over Paul Reed. Sasser has it on the right wing, up top to Paul Reed. He's going to walk into a straightaway three, and he knocks it down. Paul Reed, he said, anything you can do, I can do better. And I'm going to take it right back at you. You made the All-Star team, but don't forget about me. 42-35. Paul Reed with 7 points and 4 boards off the bench to start the second quarter here. They swing it up top to Mobley, and he answers. He said, anything you can do, I can do better. Back at you. ×2. Knocking down the straightaway three right between his eyes. He's 3 for 3 from three-point range. Holland driving it down. Kublai with the right hand over Mobley gets it to go. 45-37. 8:30 to go. Mobley driving it down, coming to his left. Kicks it out to Merrill. Ball's knocked loose. Fontecchio runs right into Merrill, trying to pick up the loose ball. Yak said Butler said he won't go to the Warriors. He said he wouldn't sign an extension with the Warriors. Now, the Warriors may be so desperate that they say, screw it, let's do it anyway. But, obviously a big old gamble. Charlie, what's up, Charlie? I guess the Miami Heat will not move Jimmy, so he'll stay on the Pat Riley for the rest of the season. Awkward. I mean, he's the one who's making it awkward. And I know he'll say he doesn't care about making it awkward, but I know he cares about getting his money. I do know that. Garland has it on the left wing, being chased by Holland. Inside to Allen. Tried to hit the bounce pass to Tyson, and it's a turnover on Allen. Tossing it behind them, out of bounds. Sasser has it up top. Gets it over to Beasley, and Beasley throws it away. And here come the Cavs on the other way, and Craig Porter gets the lefty layup to go. Sasser bringing it down, gets over to Holland. Holland swings it out to Fontecchio. A right corner three for Fontecchio. He can't get it to go. Here comes Merrill bringing it down. Merrill being guarded by Sasser. Hands it off to Porter. Porter, quick crossover to his left on Holland. Driving it down. Gets fouled by Ron Holland. It's going to send Craig Porter to the foul line for 2 free throws. 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. David said the Aaron Fox playing and looking good. Oh, that would have been a good game to watch too, the Aaron Fox's debut. Where is it? Here we are. It's 40-25 over the Hawks. We know the Hawks are on the way down. We do know that. Wemby's got 4. Fox has 6. 2 for 3 from three-point range. They said you're not a shooter, De'Aaron Fox. He said, watch this. He's playing alongside Chris Paul. Wow. Last time he played alongside a point guard in Tyrese Halliburton, they shipped Halliburton out of there. Sasser has it on the right wing. After the Cavs knock down their and one free throw. And I think they called a foul on Merrill. They did call the foul on Merrill. Almost a walk by Sasser, but they said Merrill caused it with the illegal contact. They get it into Beasley, over the top to Duren. Duren hands it off to Sasser. Sasser has it up top, swings it over to Holland. Holland hits Beasley come down the lane, and he throws it down out of nowhere. I don't know Beasley. I didn't know Beasley was like that. Garland driving it down, and they call a travel on Darius Garland. They're calling travels here tonight. Yak said, high school senior comment, agree about the bigger the game, the more Tom will play. Best 8, maybe 9, and shame it isn't 1. Adding Hug, Porty, and Mitch to the rotation, both top players. I don't know if Tom Thibodeau keeps Hug, Porty a part of the rotation, Yak. We'll see. We'll see when everybody comes back healthy. Garland has it up top, being guarded by Holland. Coming to his left off the Allen screen. Pump fakes. And Holland takes it right out of his hands. Now he's bringing it down. Holland, one man to beat a Merrill. Goes right past him, lays it up. And a blocking foul on Merrill. It is 100% a blocking foul. That's how people get hurt. We got to take that out of the game. Got to take plays like that out of the game. 6:30 to go. Holland's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. David said, hearing a lot about Kevin Huerter to the Knicks. Kevin Huerter to the Knicks? Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter get traded to Chicago, right? Wasn't he a part of that move? Kevin Huerter to the Knicks. Do I like that move? Not really. Kevin Huerter's been pretty bad lately. Been pretty bad. He had like 1.5, 2 good seasons, and that's it. You know, like I don't know if Tom Thibodeau is going to trust him. Not particularly a good defender and a super inconsistent shooter. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'd roll with it, but I don't know about that. Yak said, Chuffy, I know you don't believe it, but our centers, power forwards will be Mitch, Huck, Porty, Cat, Precious, with OG playing a lot more 3 with Hart as the backup 3 and 2. I just don't see it. Just don't see it yet. I just don't see why you have such a high-powered offense and then you completely abandon it by shrinking the floor with playing 3 guys who can't shoot threes alongside Josh Hart, who's a very inconsistent three-point shooter. I don't know why you have the second-best offense in the league and decide, let's just lean away from that. Let's lean away from our team strengths. We'll see what Tom Thibodeau decides. Maybe he just does do it. Maybe he just does it, and maybe it works. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see why you even try it. I don't see why you even try it. It doesn't work in theory. Maybe it'll work in reality. But we'll just have to see. I guess that's what the regular season is for. To just try it out. Just throw it out there, Tibbs. See if it works. They did have a lineup the other night against Toronto when they had a 23-point lead. They had Huck, Porty, Precious, and Josh Hart out there, and our offense immediately cratered, and the Raptors went on a 13-2 run to crawl back into the game, and that's why we had to watch a close game last night, because you had 3 guys on the court who couldn't shoot. So when Mitchell Robinson comes back, and obviously Mitch is better than Huck, Porty and will play over him, I don't see how there's any spot in the rotation, because all 3 of those guys, Huck, Porty, Achua, and Robinson, can really only play alongside of Towns. That's it. They can't play alongside each other. So unless you're swapping 3 guys in at center all night and then never having Towns play center, the rotations just aren't there. You can't have Precious play alongside Mitch. You can't have Precious and Huck, Porty out there together. And you can't obviously have Precious and Mitch out there together. We've seen that before, and they don't work. Those lineups don't work. Daniel Tilson reminding people to like button. Appreciate you, Daniel. Appreciate you. Yes, if you're in the stream and you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead, hit the thumbs up button. It is the best way to support the content, support the channel, support me. Very much appreciated. Thank you, guys. 48-44. Oops. Scoreboard's off. LeVert steps back for a right corner three. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Allen saves it. Out to LeVert. Back to Allen. Up top to Strus. Coming to his right. Back to Allen in the paint. Scoop lay with the left hand. With the right hand. Gets it to go. And one over Cunningham. Yak said, Cade isn't shooting threes much, and we're averaging 122 the last 10 games. It's not about shooting threes, Yak. It's about the threat of shooting the three. It's about teams have to guard you out there. You can put Cade in the corner and have him not shoot a three, and the paint's going to be wide open, because you can't leave Cade open in the corner. You could put Precious Achiuwa in the corner, and teams are going to be like, yeah, go ahead, Precious, keep shooting them threes. It's nice that he's hit a couple of them this season, but he's not knocking them down with volume. Teams don't care. You think Precious Achiuwa is going to hit threes in the playoffs? Seriously doubt it. Maybe. Seriously doubt it, though. David said, Huck and Cat together look good. Cat's going to look good alongside any big. You saw him play against alongside Rudy Gobert. So we know it can work. It can work with the right big, who's good enough to do so. I think Hug Porty's versatile enough. Achiuwa's versatile enough. Mitch Robinson's good enough, right? He's like a semi-Gobert. Not as good as Gobert defensively, but he's a semi-Gobert. So I think he and Towns can work well together, but anybody is going to look good alongside Karl Anthony Towns. He's a unicorn. The Pistons knock down both of their free throws. Cunningham knocks down both of his free throws. Garland misses a floater. Here comes Harris pushing the other way. Up top, driving to his right against Strus. Stops, turns, spins, pulls it back out. Up top to Cunningham. Cunningham being guarded by Allen on the switch. They're trying to get it down low to Duren. They swing it over to Harris. Harris gets it over to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway kicks it over to Cunningham. Catches, pump fakes, driving to his right, blowing past the defense. Puts up a tough contested floater over Jared Allen. Can't get it to go. Here comes Garland. Garland bringing it down. Has it up top. Swings it over to LeVert. LeVert a jab step. Has it on the right wing. Coming to his left off a Jared Allen screen, driving it down, puts up a floater, can't get that one to go. Thompson with the rebound, shot out of a cannon, gets it over to Hardaway Jr., reverse layup, can't get it to go, but Jalen Duren hustling his butt off, getting back, able to get the put-back dunk. Under 5 to go. 3-point game. Craig Porter up top, steps back for a straightaway three, splashes it nothing but net, and then a foul on Cade Cunningham who just shoves Max Strus out of bounds. What's up with this Detroit team, man? What is up with this Detroit team? Ricardo Brothway. What's up, Ricardo? David said, Fox has 10. Nice. 25-26 champs. We're going to look at the box scores at halftime, David. We'll get to it all. 25-26 says, catch shooting would have opposing big men away from the paint to contest. That opens up the floor for OG to drive and Mitch to grab boards. Yeah. Towns alongside anybody can work. For sure. 25-26 says, moving Cat to the floor would actually help Mitch. I don't think they really care all that much to help Mitch. I think they want Mitch in there to grab some rebounds, block some shots, play 15 to 20 minutes a night, and that's what they want. Like it'll help Mitch, sure, but it's going to hurt Brunson, who now has to deal with a rim-protecting center. It's going to hurt their spacing. Bridges isn't going to get open threes. Anunoby's not going to get as many open threes anymore because teams are going to sag off of Josh Hart. They're not going to pay attention to Mitchell Robinson. They're going to be like, all right, go ahead, knock down a bunch of contested threes. Now that opens the door to offensive rebounding, sure. But we go back to what they did previously, the previous season, where we're not as concerned about knocking down our first shot, but we have to dominate the possession battle. And that's just changing the entire identity of the team that they've worked on all season. Yak said, more Hug Porty with Cat. Hug Porty can lock down forwards, and Precious with Mitch is not hurting us in limited minutes together. We will be huge and more second chance points. I mean, that's the only way that lineup would work is if Robinson and Precious, like you said, dominate the glass, which is possible. I just don't think it's worth all that effort. And you're limiting the minutes of both Mitchell Robinson and a Precious Achua. You can't play four bigs where three of them are non-shooters. You can't play four bigs where three of them are non-shooters. You can't. Precious and Robinson can work in spot minutes here and there, but it's not something you go to when you're playing against, a Boston or whatever. It's matchup dependent. Can it work in certain situations? Yeah, sure. But it's not something that's going to be regularly a part of their rotation. Hardaway Jr. knocks down a straightaway three, 55-51. Allen hits Craig Porter cutting, wide open to the basket for an easy dunk. 25-26 is offensive reboundings create more opportunities to hit threes. If you can grab the offensive rebounding, there's no guarantee that you grab an offensive rebound every single time down the court. So you're essentially giving away possessions for maybe the possibility of getting an open three. And it's not like you're getting an open three off of every offensive rebound. In transition, the Cavs knocked down a three. Harris driving it down, steps back at the foul line, pump fakes, puts up a midi, can't get it to go, fight for the rebound. Thompson gets fouled by Strus. Fighting for the offensive rebound. 3:38 to go here in the first half. Yak said, Hug Porty, don't stand still all over the court, and Mitch is always at the three-point line setting screens. We're not clogging nothing, and the team is so huge, who could match up? A bunch of teams could match up. Nobody gives a damn about big men. It is 2025, Yak. Look around the league. Who is playing four bigs where three of them can't shoot? Show me the team. Show me where it works. Part of the reason why nobody takes the Cavs seriously is because people don't believe that Evan Mobley could hit a three. And yet Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are huge and should dominate the paint. And yet they don't, because you need guys to spread the court out. Part of the reason why the Cavs don't play a backup big is because they just switch in and out Jared Allen or Evan Mobley playing center. They have one of those guys on the court at all times. Thompson gets fouled, gets an and one. If there's any team to show you that they could just get really big, it would be Cleveland. And the fact of the matter is, they tried to do that a couple of years, and it didn't work, and they got exposed in the playoffs. And Garland and Mitchell shot terribly from the field because they couldn't get open looks, because nobody gave a damn about guarding Mobley. Nobody gave a damn about guarding Jared Allen outside of the paint. And Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell couldn't get into the paint. They couldn't get easy shots. Had to settle for a lot of mid-range jumpers, a lot of pull-up threes, and a lot of contested floaters. Thompson misses the free throw, gets his own offensive rebound, and then Hardaway splashes a three. Yes, sir. 25-26 says, you're not beating Boston or Cleveland playing five out. You need the threat of five out. Yeah, you can. You can absolutely beat them playing five out. 100% you can. David said, we need to see what Mitch is going to give us first. He's going to need time to fit in and find his game. For sure. He's going to come in off the bench. He's going to start coming in off the bench, and he's probably going to remain a bench player for the remainder of his career. That is probably best in his role. You just limit the opportunities for him to be injured. Limit his minutes to 15 to 20 a game. If he's got the right matchup and he's playing well, you can get him up to 25, 30 for that game. If he doesn't have the right matchup, you could sit him for like 7, 8 minutes a game for that game. I don't really want to see Mitchell Robinson out there playing the Celtics. You're saying you can't beat the Celtics or the Cavs playing five out. Literally, the Celtics just won a championship, beat everybody playing five out. Literally, the The gold standard of the NBA right now is a team that played 5 out all the way to a championship, dominated the season last year. Do you have to copy exactly what they did? No. You could still find space for Robinson. You can still find space for Precious Achiuwa. Love those guys. Want them to play. But you need to be smart about the way you use them. You can't play every team the same way, right? Against Cleveland, yeah, maybe you want to be a little bit bigger with Robinson and Achiuwa, and maybe you could sneak Porty in there for a couple of minutes here and there and spot them so that you're constantly throwing size and aggression and guys who fight for offensive rebounds at them. Against Boston, not so much. I barely want to see Mitch in that series. I want to see Mitch for spot minutes here and there in that series because he's going to be chasing around Porzingis and Al Horford all series long. And we know he struggles to get out to the three-point line to contest those guys, and those guys have quick triggers. They're not going to hesitate to shoot. That is the ethos of that team, right? So you probably want Achiuwa and Towns taking up most of those minutes in that series, right? I don't want to see Porty. I don't really want to see Mitch out there, right? Spot minutes here and there from those guys. What happened last year when Mitchell Robinson came back from injury? Precious Achiuwa went back to the bench and became a third-string center after ending the year playing really, really well. Mitchell Robinson came back from injury. Precious Achiuwa went to the bench. What makes you think that's going to be different this year? Exeter shot attempts are up. Big now. In the 90s. Now we'll score and improve our defense. We don't mention Huck. You don't mention with Huck and Mitch. Our shot attempts are up big now in the 90s. Now we will score and improve our defense. We'll score and improve our defense with Huck and Mitch. Yeah, they'll improve their defense, and the offense may take a slight hit depending on the utilization of them. Depending. We'll see what it looks like when they get back. A lot of theorizing and hypothesizing right now, you know? Oh my goodness, Max Strus down the lane gets a poster on Jalen Duren. The most random poster you've ever seen in your life, Max Strus on Jalen Duren. The most random poster you'll ever see in your life. Ronnie Saunders, what's up, Ronnie? 25-26 said Boston also excels defending 5 outs. Defending whose 5 outs? Whose? I would argue outside of Boston, the Knicks have the second best 5-out lineup in the NBA. And we played them once on opening night where the chemistry wasn't there. And the next time we play them, we won't have Anunoby, we won't have Robinson. So there's a couple of guys who will be out. So we won't see the full strength of our 5-out unit against their defense and how they'll defend them. So it's hard to tell. Cade, a fall-away midi, can't get it to go. 63-56. Strus did knock down his and one free throw. Off the post, their dunk on Duren. Garland kicks it out to Strus, the right corner 3, no hesitation. Airballs it. Thompson driving it down, gets fouled by Garland. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. So Mitch was rehabbing and playing 7 minutes a half before the playoffs and played great in the playoffs, closing fourth quarter with iHeart watching. Exactly. Mitch is great. You don't have to sing his exploits to me, Yak. I don't know how many times I got to say Mitchell Robinson is my favorite player on the team. Thompson misses the first free throws. Continuously missing free throws tonight. David said, I hate Embiid, but he looked really good last night. No one wants to see the Sixers in the first round. I don't want to see the Sixers, not because I'm afraid of the Sixers. I don't want to see the Sixers because I don't want Joel Embiid to go out there trying to hurt our guys again. We're done with that. Go hurt one of the Boston guys. Go hurt one of the Cleveland guys. We're done with Philly. Don't want nothing to do with them. Thompson misses both free throws. Great job. Come on, All-Star. You got your brother going crazy right now in the league, and you're missing free throws over here. Mobley driving to his left, spinning to his right, puts up a floater. Can't get it to go. Stewart with the rebound. No-look pass from Sasser gets picked off by LeVert, and he gets an easy. No, he blows the layup, but Mobley right there with the putback. Minute to go. Sasser trying to redeem himself. Can't get the three to go. Fight for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Jared Allen. It's going to remain with the Pistons. Minute to go. 9-point lead for the Cavs. Malik Beasley is going to check in, who's been extraordinarily quiet tonight. Cavs done a great job of not giving him any easy looks from three. They read the scouting report, unlike the Knicks. They know Malik Beasley wants to get them threes up. Thompson over the top. Hardaway Jr. fires away from three. Comes up short. Now, they didn't read the scouting report on Tim Hardaway Jr. He's got an open three after open three tonight. Garland's dancing with it against Thompson. Under a minute to go. Gets caught in the mid-range. Almost throws it away. LeVert able to save it. Gets it over to Jared Allen. Back to LeVert. Coming to it right up to Allen's screen. Open in the mid-range. Going to take up that space with a scoop layup. Can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by Stewart. It's going to remain with the Cavs. Stewart's upset. He was looking for a foul call on Allen. Not Joe. What's up, Not Joe? Stewart trying to guard Garland in the lane. He can't get the shot off in time. It's a shot clock violation. 9-point game, 35 seconds to go before halftime, and then we can go around the league. Cunningham's going to end it on the bench with his 3 fouls. Sasser has it up top. You got to cut it to like a 5-point game before halftime, or at least try to. Get a 3 here or something. Inside pass to Stewart. Stewart shovels it over to Thompson. Thompson pulls it back out. Back to Stewart. Lost it. Thompson picks it back up. Dribbling it down. Driving it down. Under the basket. Gets caught in the air. Kicks it out. Hardaway a wide open right wing 3. Off the back rim. And it looks like it's going to go the other way. Garland driving it down. Has it up top. 8 seconds to go. And they can push it to a double-digit lead before halftime. Garland down the lane, kicks it out. Mobley, pump fakes, over to Strus, a straightaway 3 at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. That's going to be the end of the first half. Where were we? Yak said, who cares if 5 guys shooting threes or 4 guys shooting threes if defense and rebounding is much improved? With that said, we will see. We'll see. We'll see. I think this team values shooting far more than they value rebounding right now, especially with the way Karl-Anthony Towns is rebounding and the way Josh Hart is rebounding. I don't think they're all too concerned about like, oh, we have to really improve our rebounding. I think they're good with where their rebounding is for the most part. Obviously, getting Mitchell Robinson back is going to help it regardless, but I don't think playing Hug Porty, they're like, we need more rebounding out there. We need more defense out there. I think the combination of Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, and Karl-Anthony Towns as your 3 bigs is going to be good enough for what they want to accomplish, which is why I don't see Hug Porty part of the rotation, because he's not giving you anything that you don't already have between Precious and Robinson. And Precious and Robinson right now are better players than him. Not Joe. Said the Pistons will develop and be in the playoffs. I mean, they're already kind of there, right? Already kind of there. Also, real quick, can I just silence you guys? Thanks. I was talking a little too much. A little too much in my ear. Don't care about your halftime show. Yak said, Embiid is a player one leg or not. A lot of times I'm just answering a comment I've seen with my big mouth. I get it, Yak. Listen, we could just disagree. That's fine. Like, you know, you and I see it the same way. It's like time will tell. We'll see the way it works out. Like, neither of us have any ability to make a decision about this. So we'll just see what the coaching staff and Tom Thibodeau come up with, and we'll see how the players play, and we'll see if it all works out. We'll see. Time will tell. And hopefully we see it obviously sooner rather than later with Mitchell Robinson slated to come back fairly soon. Fairly soon. The Bucks playing the Hornets. They're up by 10. Obviously, they should be the Hornets tonight, but you never know. Cavs up by 9 and the Pistons. Obviously, we're rooting for the Pistons tonight. That would be nice for the Cavs to get back-to-back losses. De'Aaron Fox is making his his San Antonio Spurs debut. De'Aaron Fox, 14 points, 6 assists in the first half, and they still have a minute and a half to go, and they're up by 13. Wemby with 8 points. He's only taken 3 shots. Fox is taking 10 shots. Okay, Wemby. Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Wemby's like, hell yeah, brother, take your time. He does have 6 free throws, so it's not like he's not getting his shot attempts, but he's got 5 boards and assists, 8 points, 16 points for Fox, who's already probably feeling the effects of like, oh man, there's so much space here. There's no Sabonis down low anymore. They got Wembanyama spacing out the 3 for me. I got the pick and roll going with Wemby. He's got Chris Paul to play alongside of. Vassell's stretching it out for him. Castle's coming in off the bench. They still have Sohan coming in. Like, team's starting to round into form here. This team's Spurs starting to round into form a little bit. Ronnie Saunders said, Josh first team all defense. The defense category is pretty stacked lately. Pretty stacked lately. I don't think he gets to an all defense team. Yak said, I'm just old school, and I fell in love with big man play. So many great ones while I was growing up. Yeah, I know, but the league's changed, man. The league's changed. Unless you're a versatile big man, it's really hard for you to carve out time in the space in the NBA. You know, there's a reason why the best players are guys like Jokic, who aren't a traditional big man. A lot more versatile. Like even, you know, a guy who's versatile but still closer to an old man big man, like Domantas Sabonis, is like looked at as like a relic right now. Like teams aren't killing themselves to get Sabonis, and he's not been on a good team in his career. You know, he was on a middling Indiana team when he developed himself into an all-star. Now he's on a middling Sacramento team that's going to continue to stay in the middle after trading De'Aaron Fox away. The Grizzlies taking on the Raptors. Bulls, Timberwolves. We got a lot of games tonight. Warriors, Jazz later tonight. Pelicans, Nuggets. My guy Zion playing. Please, Zion, please play. Please. Come on, big dog. They've lost 1,000 games in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games lost in a row. On a 6-game losing streak. Alvarado's still questionable. Ingram's out. Herb Jones still out. DeJounte Murray's out. I guess Zion is playing. They got to do something with this team, man. They got to do something with this team, man. Suns Thunder later tonight is going to get real awkward for the Suns. They can't find the Kevin Durant trade. His name is swirling around with trade rumors right now. And the Magic are playing the Kings later tonight. Is this going to be Zach LaVine's debut? The Magic 24 and 27 now. Something I haven't done in a while. Check the standings. The Knicks now find themselves 2 games back of Boston after losing and the Celtics winning the other night. Unfortunate. The Pacers did lose the other night, though, so that's good. After Halliburton put up another stinker. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Halliburton had 0 points against the Portland Trail Blazers, who, by the way, all of a sudden are on fire, the Portland Trail Blazers. Halliburton put up a really good stat line of 0 for 3 from the field, missed his 1 3-point attempt with 6 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 fouls, and 0 points and a -23. Great night, Tyrese Halliburton. This guy has 2 All-Star nods to his name. He's stolen 2 All-Star spots from people. Disgusting. What is he averaging on the season? So you're going to come out, you're going to average 18 points and 8.5 assists. And that's what he's averaging for his career. So this is just who he is. And the percentages are pretty damn close. 36% from 3 and 45% from the field. Like pretty damn close to what his career averages are. Like this is just who he is. That guy who got hot for a month and everybody thought that's who he was, no. This is who he is. This is who he is. I know they've been playing well as of late, but and by the way, the Blazers, my guy, I have a ton of stock into this guy. Never sold any of it. My man, Scoot Henderson. Yes, sir. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, plus 31. The largest plus minus. Oh, no. Tamani Kamara had a plus 33, one higher. Tamani Kamara, if you guys didn't know, is a standout defender for this team right now. Hooping. He's hooping. David said, De'Aaron Fox, 19 point Spurs look really good. It's about to be halftime anyway. I was going to say maybe we could just go check in on it, pull it up real quick, but it is halftime. They scored 72 first half points. I wonder how close that is to their season high, if not already their season high. At halftime, De'Aaron Fox ends up with 18 points and 6 assists. Wemby with 8, Chris Paul with 5, Vassell with 11, Barnes with 7. Off the bench, they're getting contributions from pretty much everybody. Keldon Johnson hit a 3, played 9 minutes. Castle got to the foul line, 9 points, 3 assists. Between Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Chris Paul, their guard rotation is looking nice and solid right now. Guard rotation all of a sudden is looking really solid in terms of guys you can get Wemby the ball in comparison to last year where they have Jeremy Sohan playing point guard. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. 25-26 said Trey should have been an all-star, not over Halliburton. Which year? Because neither of them are all-stars this year. If you're talking about last year was arguably his best season, though, wasn't it? Yak said, our team is loaded with talent. 1 through 10 rookies all have a chance to be good. Our great rotation players in the league, starting with Hukporty in the rotation now and getting better. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Oh, we got breaking news. Warriors are acquiring Jimmy Butler from the Heat in a blockbuster deal. Okay. We're getting movements live on stream. Jimmy Butler is headed to the Golden State Warriors, y'all. Jimmy Butler is headed to the Golden State Warriors. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. The Miami Heat are finalizing a deal to send Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. Butler is on the Warriors with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. The Shams Charania reporting, Jimmy Butler is now a Golden State Warrior. Charlie said, hopefully the Mavs beat the Celtics before facing the Knicks. Hopefully. What are we thinking, though? What are we thinking? Yak said, wow, a rental. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're calling his bluff. They're like, go ahead, don't pick up your player option after this year then. Okay. All right. Also, let me do this. Jimmy Butler traded. There was smoke all around all day about the Warriors acquiring Jimmy Butler. Charlie said, wow, I just said Jimmy playing on the Pat Riley earlier, Chevy. Yeah, I mean, look, what was the report? Oh, it was the report about Kevin Durant, so never mind. The report about Kevin Durant was that he was either going to stay in Phoenix or get traded to Miami. Miami now trading Butler, that obviously the best trade asset, because I don't think they're going to trade Tyler Hero for a 35-year-old Kevin Durant right now. Deciding to just pull the trigger on the Jimmy Butler to Golden State trade. damned with whatever Jimmy Butler said. We want to make this deal. Golden State said, damned with what Jimmy Butler said. We think getting Jimmy Butler here in the building, him being alongside Steph Curry, is going to make him want to stay. Now, him being alongside Draymond Green might push him away because we know Draymond Green likes to push talented players away, especially if they get, nice and close to Steph Curry because we know Draymond Green's got a problem. He's sick in the head, but like Yak said, it's a rental. It's possibly a rental, I should say. Possibly a rental because, it could have just been posturing from Jimmy Butler's camp. Like, no, don't trade him there because we really want to go to Phoenix. It could have just been like, actually, we just want to make this really difficult for you, Miami. And ultimately, Golden State, I'm sure there's some sort of conversation where they were like, look, just make the trade. He'll end up being happy. He's just real grumpy right now saying he won't sign it. But of course, he's going to pick up his player option because I don't think he's going to make the kind of money that he expects to make unless he goes off in a heater. And I'm sure that Golden State felt a ton of pressure after the Lakers made that Doncic deal, being like, ooh, we got to make something happen this season. We got to make some sort of splash because we've heard Steph Curry be real upset. Not real upset, but obviously being frustrated with the lack of movement and the lack of star movement that the Warriors have done. Here's Jimmy Butler. Here you go. Do something with it. Big Task said, damn, now the Heat are going to plummet out of the playoffs. I mean, if you look at it this way, Big Task. Jimmy Butler wasn't playing for them the last couple of weeks anyway, and yet they've still hovered around 500. Now you add Andrew Wiggins, who's positive, Dennis Schroeder, who's positive, Kyle Anderson, who's a positive player, and a first-round pick. Listen, there's still 19 hours remaining in the trade deadline. So they could take that first-round pick that they just got. It's a protected first-round pick. It's not the greatest pick in the world, but they could take that protected first-round pick, combine it with some of their first-round picks, and go out and make another move. I'm not saying it's going to be a big splash move, but it's something. They got something for a guy who probably wasn't going to play for them again this year. I actually think that this gives them a better chance of rising in the standings, just because due to the fact that Jimmy Butler was not playing, and even when he did play the last couple of weeks that he was playing, the last month he was playing, he was terrible. It looked like he was tanking the team purposely. So, Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson. What this does for Golden State as well, by the way, Golden State famously this season playing like an 11, 12-man rotation, which is like unheard of in the NBA. That's what bad teams do, and yet the Warriors were doing it. So if we go to the Warriors, I wonder if they have this updated already. I want to go to their roster or their depth. Let's go to their depth. Yeah, they don't have this updated yet, but they were playing Curry, they were playing Schroeder, they were playing Podziemski, and they were playing a little bit of Moses Moody. They were playing Hield. They were playing Wiggins. They were playing Gary Payton II. They're playing Draymond. They were playing Kyle Anderson. They were playing Kevon Looney. They were playing Trace Jackson Davis. And then at times they were playing Post. At times they were playing Pat Spencer. Like, they were getting everybody a chance on this team. And now you take away some of those options, and you could really focus in on a rotation of Curry, Podziemski, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, Trace Jackson Davis. Is that still? That's like 13 guys that I just named? Curry, Schroeder. Oh, no, Schroeder's gone. Curry, Podziemski, Moody, Draymond, Trace Jackson Davis, Kevon Looney, Kyle Anderson. That's 12 guys there. So now, well, Kyle Anderson's gone. Never mind. That's why I was naming so many people. But now you can trim down your rotation. And you put in another star-level player. Now, look, Jimmy Butler has a game this year where he's got like 30-some points. He's hooping all over the place earlier in the year. But obviously was upset in the hierarchy of the team. Now you're playing alongside Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the most gracious superstars in modern basketball history. I'm sure, if Jimmy Butler wants to be deferred to, will defer to Jimmy Butler in certain situations. Jimmy Butler will obviously look to defer to Steph Curry now being on the Warriors. And Draymond Green will make his voice be heard in all of that, right? So it's going to be interesting. Butler and Draymond Green on the same team, both of those very, very high egos, very much trying to be alpha males in the room, and we'll see how them butting heads turns out. Now, it may end up being a rental, so Jimmy Butler may play nice for the remainder of the year so he can get paid in the offseason, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Raymond Vasquez, what's up, Raymond? What's new with the trades? What did the Knicks do or talk about? The only thing we've heard about is that Jericho Sims is very likely to get traded, and probably, I would assume, for something really small, like a couple of seconds or something. Yeah, I said they'll probably be better because Butler, limited play and distraction, but not better than the team we played in the playoffs. The Heat we talking about? They'll probably be better because after Butler, limited play and distraction. Yeah, but not better than the team we played in the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tyler Hero's taking a step up, but Bam Adebayo has been fairly disappointing offensively this year. But I wonder, finally getting the Butler thing out of there and letting the distractions go and bringing in some guys who obviously want to prove themselves now with the Miami organization so that they can get paid when their contracts are up, is going to energize this team. The absence of Jimmy Butler and that hanging over the team is going to energize this team. So I'm sure they'll go on a bit of a run here without Jimmy now and some much added depth to positions they needed depth with. Point guard with Rozier stuff going on. If you guys have heard about the Rozier thing, he's about to be in a ton of trouble. And, they don't have a ton of depth at that position. So now they get Schroeder, they get Kyle Anderson, who can be a little bit of a hub offensively, but Andrew Wiggins is going to help with their wing depth in the absence of Jimmy Butler. They've really struggled with their wing depth. So now you add Andrew Wiggins in there, who's serviceable, 3-and-D guy, serviceable. Obviously not who I think a lot of people want him to be, but. NBM said, air is clear in Miami. Yep, the sun has come out in Miami. 25-26 said the Golden State Warriors are a play-in team with or without Butler. We got this Cavs game going on that we are just not getting back to, but we'll get to it in a second. This is probably arguably more important. Golden State right now in the conference is sitting at 10. In order to climb out of this, they're only a game and a half. No, 2 games and a half. I can't do math. They're 2 games and a half out of the 6th seed. So I don't know, man. It's possible. It's possible for them to climb these rankings, these standings right now. Definitely possible. They'd have to go on a big old run in the second half, which is possible. It's possible, man. Players Unbound said Butler has agreed to a new 2-year, $121 million extension per Shams. Players Unbound? All right, let's click on Sham. Let's click on Shams. Jimmy Butler has agreed to a new 2-year, $121 million extension. Butler is declining his 25-26 player option for the new $121 million deal. As part of the deal, Lindy Waters III and Josh Richardson are headed to the Detroit Pistons. That's a hilarious subtweet to it, considering we're watching this Pistons team play right now. I don't know I didn't even know Josh Richardson was. Oh no, Josh Richardson's not on the Pistons. What are the Pistons? I guess nothing. They're just there to take on money. So there it is. There it is, Yak. It's not a rental. There was an agreement that if you make the trade, fine, we'll do the extension. Yak said that makes sense. Why would the Warriors do it? It was baffling. Yeah. I mean, still a little bit of a desperate move to give a guy essentially now a 3-year contract who's 35 years old. And $121 million 2-year extension is $60 million a year. He's going to make $60 million a year when he's 37 years old. That's what that extension means. So, desperation? Huge desperation. We'll see what he looks like at 37. Jimmy, I'm sure, keeps himself in good shape. But he's also a guy who deals with a lot of injuries in his career. All right, that's just more details on the Butler trade that we went over, so nothing else going on. 9 minutes to go, start of the second half. We missed 9 minutes of this game, no big deal. It's 70-63. Let's just update our scoreboard. 70 to 63. Yeah, I said more sense than 3 months after leaving. Yep. I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. You can't trade for a guy and then not know if he's coming back to the team. If they did, it would be the most desperate move I think we've seen a team make in a really long time. But now it obviously makes a whole lot more sense. Yak said, the rookie might be playing more center and Bam more power forward. Yeah. True. Very true. With, what's his name? Kel'el Ware now being inserted into the rotation, proving he can play. Having him play alongside Bam, especially considering that Kel'el Ware can knock down a three offensively, so it makes sense to pair those guys together. And defensively, they've been very good because Bam plays really well, is really versatile as a defensive power forward, playing alongside a rim protector like Kel'el Ware, although Kel'el Ware is a rookie and he's going to make mistakes as a rim protector. It's a really difficult position to play as a rookie, but having Bam as a safety net alongside you is fantastic. Strus, a pull-up three, knocks it down after some great defense. Great defense, and it didn't matter. Big Tat said, not nothing. Miami is an awesome city. Highly recommend to visit. 25-26 says, winning the title in 2022 was fool's gold for the Warriors. They had the assets to rebuild, to retool, and completely drop the ball. I mean, they got Steph Curry. You don't tear it apart. You don't. You have Steph Curry. And I know he's older now and past his prime, but he's still Steph Curry. He's still the guy. So, yeah, except this is all about Curry timeline. Yep, that's why. And it, as well as it should be. I know he's older and he needs a lot more help than he used to. And he had a ton of help, when he was in his prime. And has significantly less help now and probably arguably needs it more than ever, now that he's older and whatnot. But yeah, this is absolutely about giving Stephen Curry as many bites of the apple, as many opportunities as you can. It is what a franchise owes a player the level of Steph Curry's caliber. They owe him that. They owe him entering the treasure trove. He gave them everything he has and more, so they owe him as much. All right, fine, we'll go out and trade for Jimmy Butler. We'll give up assets. We'll give up first-round picks to go get Jimmy Butler. We'll pay him $60 million a year when he's 37, just because we owe you, Steph. This is for Steph. Best believe this is for Steph. This is not because they believe in Jimmy Butler. This is belief that Steph Curry can be the guy, and if we get him a guy of Jimmy Butler's caliber, he can lead us further into the future, into the playoffs. Kay Hazy said, if Jimmy steps up, this could be really good, but who knows? I mean, I think Jimmy still has a decent amount left in the tank, right? He's had really good games this season with Miami, and then when it was very clear that the hierarchy was shifting, that they were now going to go to a hero-led offense with Bam playing as a hub and Jimmy kind of filling in the holes, because he's really good at that. He's really good at filling in the holes, as well as obviously being the guy. We've seen that for years. He led them to do finals, but he was clearly upset with that. Felt like should still be his team, but, times change. He didn't want to change with the times. And they shipped him out. Yak said, Jimmy is a talent like Melo, and when motivated like this, Butler can go off. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. And look, he only's got to go off for 30 games now. 30 or so games. What do we have left? How many games do we have left? The Warriors are 25-24. That's 49. 82 minus 49 gives you 33 games. So he's only got to be there for about 30 games. He's only got to turn it up for 30 games and then the playoffs start. So, it's not like he's got to play a whole 82. He's got 30 games. He's got 30 games left. And the All-Star break coming up. MBM said, Curry said, get me a dog. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. MBM also said, Jimmy will find a way to mess this up as well, respectfully. For sure. You think that the combination of Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are going to get along for the next 2.5 seasons? Do we think that that's going to happen? Because I don't. I definitely do not. Cunningham's at the foul line. What do we got right now? 6:55 to go. All right, let's keep running that timer. Let's catch up. 73-70. Pistons going on a run. Cunningham knocks down another free throw. Now it's a 2-point game. There you go, Detroit. There you go. Yak said, what a trade deadline. So many Hall of Famers trading teams. I know, and this was supposed to be the quiet trade deadline. This was supposed to be, oh, the CBA messed it up. Nobody wants to, nobody really knows what's going on. It's going to be really difficult to make trades with all these stipulations and rules now. It's going to be a really quiet trade deadline. And then Luka gets traded. And then De'Aaron Fox gets traded. And then Jimmy Butler gets traded. Jeez Louise, man. This has been an insane trade deadline. I think that's the last big move, though. I think. Obviously, we don't know what's coming around the corner, but I think that's the last big move, and every other move made from now on will be around the margins. Like, the Knicks will make an around the margins move. Maybe they'll bring in a guy. Maybe it's just about getting off of Sims with a couple of assets. Who knows, but Cavs did score, by the way. And we're at the halfway point of the third quarter. Let's see if there's any other news floating around. If you guys see anything, let me know. From what I've heard, Dennis Schroeder won't be staying in Miami as part of the Golden State Warriors trade to Jimmy Butler. The Utah Jazz are playing facilitator once again. So Dennis Schroeder might be a buyout guy, although I don't think we can get Dennis Schroeder. What is Dennis Schroeder's contract looking like? I don't know. Yak said our Sims trade might not even get mentioned. Yeah, it's just gonna show up on the ticker during the trade deadline special, and we're gonna be like, wait, did Jericho Sims get traded? Obviously, us Knicks will know. Ian Begley will report it because that is like literally the only thing we're looking at. But yeah, in all the craziness, I don't think Jericho Sims is even gonna be mentioned as a trade. All-Star Thompson in the paint. Can't get the tip. Gets the second tip, though. And it's back to a 2-point game. And Garland is on the floor hurting. Garland is always hurt, man. He's always getting hit in the face. He had the broken jaw last year. He's had a broken orbital bone. He's guarding Cade Cunningham here, and Cade leaned right into his jaw, into his face with his big old head. Head to chin. People are like, it's finally over. That saga is finally over. You know what's also nice, though, is that Jimmy Butler got traded to the Western Conference. MBM said Mitch is back. What are you telling me, MBM? What are you telling me? You telling me that there's a report that Mitchell Robinson is cleared to play? Like, what are you telling me? Dennis Schroeder is headed to Utah. Kyle Anderson is headed to Toronto as part of this multi-team trade. Can Kyle Anderson come to the Knicks? Kyle Anderson would be, so perfect. So perfect for the Knicks on the wings. Knicks need a wing if we do anything. What about Kyle Anderson, MBM? How do you feel about Kyle Anderson? I got to watch Kyle Anderson live when he was in high school at St. Anthony's in New Jersey. I went to high school by St. Anthony's. So I met him once and then watched him play for the state championship when we were in high school. I've always liked Kyle Anderson. I've always rooted for Kyle Anderson because he's from where I'm from. But Charlie said Sheffy play-by-play suddenly became a trade deadline show. It did. Suddenly. I got my timer still ticking, but I mean, it's a 2-point game. We'll probably get back into it in the fourth quarter when it gets close. But MBM said yes to Anderson. I like Kyle Anderson a lot. He's slow, but he makes it work, man. He does find a way to make it work. He is a really good and really smart basketball player. I would love Kyle Anderson on this team, even though he's not much of a 3-point threat. He just makes it work. You can play out of the hub there. Why? Who said Mitch is back? MBM, why are you saying Mitch is back? Now you got me looking like, did Begley say something? Why'd you say Mitch is back? Now you got me looking. You got me looking. All right. MBM said high IQ. Yes. Yes. Super high IQ. Really smart basketball player. And he's, the best way to me to say that he's a jerk. He's an MFer, And I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a great way. Part of the reason of going live for the game tonight as well is to be prepared for these trade moments. We're going to go live again tomorrow, so. Yak said, Catholic school, Sheffy? How's your knuckles? It was not Catholic school. I did not go to St. Anthony's. I went to a high school that was next to St. Anthony's. I was in the same vicinity of St. Anthony's. I did not go to St. Anthony's, though. My sister went to Catholic school, though, I'll tell you that. MBM said, practicing with the team now. You should get some spot minutes with the Celtics, my opinion. About Mitch. Hopefully, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see Mitch back as soon as possible. But until they say anything, my philosophy is to be like he's not available. He is not available until right before the game. They're like, Mitch Robinson is available and expected to play tonight. That's when I will believe that he's playing. As Cade Cunningham knocks down a three. This game has taken a backseat, a huge backseat to the news that has come out. Jerome has it up top, tagging Tim Hardaway Jr. It's 4:30 to go in the game, in this third quarter. The Niang drives it down, gets blocked by Stewart. Out to Strus for a three, he can't get it to go. Allen with the offensive rebound. He tried to throw it off of Stewart. Terrible job from Jared Allen. They kick it over to Hardaway Jr., extra pass to Beasley, catches, pump fakes, driving it down, kicks it out to Cunningham, put up that three, knock me down right wing three. Cade Cunningham comes up short. Come on, Cade. Yak said 3 games to break, an additional 8 days off. Mitch is not coming back till February 20th, which is obviously the Knicks' first game after the All-Star break. I tend to agree with you, Yak. I tend to agree with you. Because why rush it? Why rush it? Just let him be off until after the All-Star break. Why rush it? That's 4 fouls on Cade Cunningham now. Reached in and got the foul, reach-in foul against Ty Jerome. And it was a transition take foul, I guess, from Cunningham. 40 minutes to go here in the third. Close game. Next break we get, we'll go around the league. Ty Jerome has it up top, attacking to his left. Euro stepping down the lane, puts up a floater. Can't get it to go. Cunningham with the rebound. He's bringing it down. Cunningham, shot out of a cannon, driving to his left, down in the paint, gets blocked at the basket by Craig Porter, but they call the foul Craig Porter. Craig Porter is instantly asking for a challenge, saying he got it clean. That's a huge compliment to Cade Cunningham that he is getting superstar calls. He is getting the superstar call. Let's see the replay. Yeah, he's getting a superstar call. It looked like a clean block by Craig Porter. MBM said, because I need Mitch back. Me too, man. Me too. I can't wait to see Mitch out on the court. And I think they are going to use their challenge. MBM said, all we need now is a Detroit win. Yeah. When we look at it, when we look at the league right now, Luka goes from, obviously, Dallas to the Lakers. Anthony Davis goes from the Lakers to Dallas. They remain in the Western Conference. Jimmy Butler goes from the Heat, who are the 7th seed right now. Pretty damn close to Detroit. Actually tied with Detroit for the 6th seed, so they're right there. They go from Jimmy Butler, trade his butt out of the conference over to the Western Conference to the Golden State Warriors. Dallas, by the way, out of the play-in situation. I need the basketball gods to just destroy Dallas. There's no way they can be rewarded for all the awfulness that has occurred with Dallas. Going back a long time, but I don't want to get into everything. All I will say is that they deserve to be punished for what they did in their tanking year 2 years ago that ended up landing them Derek Lively. And They deserve to get punished for what happened in this Lucas situation. Get them out of there. Kay Hazy said, is Donovan playing? Donovan Mitchell is out tonight, which is why I'm expecting Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons to pull this win out. Pull this win out for us. I'd very much appreciate it. The Knicks would be 6 games away from the 1 seed, which is always nice. Not impossible. Not impossible. Ronald Duffney, what's up, Ron? Have you heard the news, Ron? Have you heard the news? The NBA is on fire right now. The NBA is on fire right now. Cade said, Cade is a superstar. Detroit needs to really be smart these next few years. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They need to optimize their ability to build around Cade Cunningham right now. Now, they have Jaden Ivey, who's out for the rest of the year, who's playing fantastically this year. They have him, and I think he's a nice core piece, or possibly a piece to land them another piece. They got a Thompson twin, All-Star Thompson. We see the development that Amin Thompson's on right now. All-Star Thompson had a serious medical condition to start the year. He didn't start the year able to play because of a medical condition. He had to get medically cleared to play. I believe it was a heart issue. Then he got medically cleared to play, so his development's a little bit behind his brother, but we've seen the potential of both him and obviously his brother, and his brother's starting to fulfill that potential already in year 2. So I think All-Star Thompson's a keeper. They just drafted, what's his name? Ron Holland. I think Ron Holland's great. He's been very good for them. They got Duren. We'll see what that develops into. They got Stewart. We'll see what that develops into. They got a lot of young guys. And Cunningham is taking that leap, and that's obviously going to expedite the, we got to start building around this guy now kind of situation, but they got options, they got young players, and the way teams are starting to get off of stars right now, they got the ability to go get these stars, man. They got the ability to go get these stars. MBM said they're on a back-to-back Cleveland. Yes, Cleveland is on the second night of a back-to-back. Mobley gets fouled by Stewart. No, they called the travel on Mobley. There you go. There you go. Isn't Detroit on a back-to-back as well? Not entirely sure. Detroit. Yeah, didn't they play Atlanta last night? All right, maybe I just got to look at the schedule, full schedule. Didn't they play last night? They did not. That was 2 nights ago. So it's just Cleveland that's on the second night of a back-to-back. 79-76 with 3 minutes to go. Ty Jerome's in the game, a pocket pass to Mobley. Mobley kicks it out. They swing it around. Niang, pass fake, puts up the straightaway 3 over Cunningham, comes up short. Stewart with the rebound. And someone's on the floor hurting. I think that's Tobias Harris. Hardaway's going to drive it down, a mid-range jumper. He got fouled by Niang. David said Zion to the Knicks. Come on, Leon. I like Zion. I don't know if I would do that trade, but I really like Zion. I'm sure other people really like Zion, but I'm also sure that other people do not like Zion whatsoever. And I have a feeling that this front office does not give a damn about Zion with some of the sort of off-the-court things that he has dealt with, number one. Number two, the health concerns. You know, when you're a player and you have like a weight clause in your contract, like that is like red alert, stay away from this guy. You know, if you have a weight clause in your contract, if you need money to be on the line in order for you to stay in shape, it's a red flag, man. It's a red flag, especially with the fact that he is, I think, missed just about as many games as he's played. You know, like it's about 50-50 whether or not he's going to be able to play for you. Can you take that risk for your team? It's 79-78, by the way. Cunningham down the lane, scoop with the right hand. My goodness, Cade Cunningham taking it over as Detroit takes their first lead of the game. Welcome to the game, Detroit. Welcome to the game, their first lead, 80-79. Maybe we got to start paying attention here. Maybe I got to start paying attention. MBM said New York has excellent vegan food. They do, and they have excellent other foods, you know? Mobley in the lane throws it down. And David said, let's make a splash. You just want to be involved in the party, David. You just want to get in. The Pistons are swinging it around. Ron Holland on the left wing, handed off to Beasley. Beasley pulling it out. being guarded by Niang. Over to Stewart, back to Beasley. A straightaway three for Beasley. Too long, he can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. It's knocked loose. Niang picks it up, bringing it down. Under 2 to go. Mobley on the left wing is going to be picked up by Beasley. Mobley spins in the lane, goes up against the contact. Can't get it to go, but he does get the foul call on Stewart. Charlie said, Zion getting fat and Luka gaining a lot of weight. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Luka's been to a finals and has played far more games than he's missed. Like, if Zion was just big and chubby and you know, had some fat on him, but was playing, it'd be a different story. You know? It'd be a different story. David said, mark my words, Leon's going to shake up the NBA by tomorrow. I don't think so. I think Leon's made enough big trades, big splashes with the Mikal Bridges and the Karl-Anthony Towns trades this offseason. That was their big acquisitions. This team doesn't, I don't think they want to make too many. More Butler trade details. Dennis Schroeder heading to the Jazz. Kyle Anderson to the Pistons. Kyle Anderson going to the Pistons. I got a feeling that the Pistons might want to keep him. Or they're going to look to trade him, maybe Jericho Sims landing spot, or they're going to look to trade him or Fontecchio. They got too many wings now. Or buy him out. PJ Tucker is going to the Heat in a multi. That's funny. PJ Tucker back to the Heat is pretty funny. It's pretty hilarious. NBM said we better hold pat. I think we're safe, NBM. I think we would be hearing a lot of smoke from the beat writers about how the Knicks are involved in certain things. Last we heard is that the Mitchell Robinson talks have cooled off around the league, and that as Fontecchio hits a three, by the way, my guy Simone Fontecchio, future Knick, possibly a future Knick, knocked down the three under a minute to go. I think they are going to hold pat. We would be hearing some smoke about the Knicks. Oh, they've been shopping around this guy. They've been shopping around that guy. The only thing we've heard is that they're shopping around Jericho Sims with the likelihood of that they're going to end up trading him. That's the only thing we've heard. Now, obviously, something can come out of nowhere, but I don't think so. I think they're going to make small moves on the margins. Beasley's going to fire away a three. He's been launching them things. He's not had good looks. But the Pistons with the offensive rebound, though. And he gets it out to Cunningham, and they call a double dribble on Ron Holland. Ron Holland saying the ball got knocked out of my hands, but the ref doesn't see it that way. Yeah, he said, sorry, David, not this year. They made their big moves already. Karl-Anthony Towns was a huge move. It shook up the NBA in the offseason. Same with the Mikal Bridges trade. They did it. They did it. They just did it a lot earlier than these other teams. You know? 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It is a three-point game, 86-83, and the Pistons just turned it over. Here comes Ty Jerome. NBA said lots of secrecy in the NBA now. Just saying. I mean, you're right. I got nothing for that. You're right. We had no idea about a lot of these trades. Ty Jerome gets it out to Mobley. What do they call it? Double dribble, a backcourt, or something? Turnover on. I don't have the audio on anymore. But turnover on Ty Jerome. So I don't know what the call is, but ball going back to the Pistons with 7 seconds to go. Yeah, I said not cool off. We were just told that the Knicks were not shopping Mitch. They did take a couple of calls on Mitch. They did talk a couple of teams about Mitch. And then presumably they didn't like any of the deals and they were like, all right. I don't think they were making calls to trade Mitch. I do think they were accepting calls and listening to pitches for Mitch. But the way Ian Begley had described it is that there's not a whole lot of talking about Mitchell Robinson anymore. Cunningham puts it up at the buzzer, can't get it to go, and that's going to be the end of our third quarter, 86-83. It is a three-point game going into the fourth quarter. We got a game, folks. We got a game. MBM said, plus Stern has his eyes on us. We pulled a cool today. A cool already. With the Towns trade? You talking about the Towns trade? We pulled a cool already? A coup. Let's go around the league before we start this fourth quarter. Bucks dominating the Hornets as they should. Spurs now on a tight one against the Hawks. The Hawks came back. Hold on, let's check it out. Check it out. They're at the end of their third quarter as well. What is Fox and Wemby doing now? Yag said Chicago and Lakers were two teams that wanted Mitch. Yes. The Lakers, they need a center. I think they're down to trade for any center, I think, at this point. Jackson Hayes is their starting, is I think the only guy left in their roster who is a center. So they're down to get any center that they can. I'm sure they've called and inquired about Mitch, and I'm sure they said, how about Jericho Sims, though? I'm sure Rob Pelinka and the Lakers picked up the phone and they said, hey, Mitchell Robinson? And the Knicks responded with, Jericho Sims? And Rob Pelinka was like, all right, no thank you, and hung up the phone. Fox with 22 and 10 in his debut with San Antonio, and Wemby with just 17, 8 and 2 with only 9 shots. You got to get Wemby the ball more, Fox. You've taken twice as many shots as him. You got to get him the ball more. That's going to be a work in progress. Sohan off the bench with 15, though. He's thriving off of this. Reza Shea's back. Hunter in the starting lineup. No more Muhammad Guy? Or Muhammad Gay? I like the kid. I thought he played well. David said, Nets, no movement yet either. Yeah, they have a couple of pieces that they could trade off. The Cam Johnson trade? What's going on with the Cam Johnson trade? Cam Johnson. Who else did they have? Cam Thomas could possibly be had for the right price. Lana Mona said, how about Dwight Howard? Is he washed? He's pretty washed. I think he's pretty washed. Charlie said, not sure how long the Lakers will keep winning games using a small ball defensive strategy. I mean, not too many. Not too many. Just because it's far more taxing to play that way. You can do it, but if you had the energy to do it, which is why teams don't employ that all the time. David said, Cam's to the Knicks. I wish we had the assets to get those guys, man. I really do. But the Knicks don't have the assets. Don't have the assets. MBM said Fox will learn to get the ball to the big guy. They're also probably feeding Fox too. Like, it's his debut. Let him eat. Let him, show himself off to the new fan base. So it's probably a little bit of that too. We don't know what the context is behind those stats. We're just looking at the box score. But I'm sure it's a little bit of that where Wemby's like, no, dude, you go off. It's your debut. Do your thing. Get the ball in your hands. So I'm sure it's a little bit of that too. K. Hayes said Fox needs to get used to Wemby standing back and jacking up threes. That's all he wants to do. I mean, look, man, Wemby's averaging 25 a game on really good efficiency. So if you watch Wemby play, it's not all he does. It's what makes the highlights because he's a 7'5" guy splashing 30-foot threes. That's not all he does, my man. Start of the fourth quarter, 86-83. Paul Reed fouls. Mobley battling for the rebound. Can I turn this audio back on? There we go. What's going on? Ty Jerome gets fouled out on the perimeter. David said, Wemby, a baller future of NBA. He is indeed the future of the NBA. He will be that. I mean, how do I want to phrase this? He is right now the best defender in the NBA. And a moving screen on Niang, or Ty Jerome, not Niang, Ty Jerome. Now Sasser has it up top, gets it over to Beasley, coming to his left, puts up the one dribble three, off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Beasley diving on the floor for it, and Paul Reed able to save it. They kick it in the corner to Holland. Holland going along the baseline, kicks it out to Beasley, but knocked out of bounds by Porter. It'll remain with Detroit. Yak said Wemby's defense is what makes him great. Yeah, literally the best defender in the league by a country mile. As long as he plays 65 games, he will win the next 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards. As long as he can hit the 65-game minimum every season, which he hasn't shown the propensity to get hurt yet, so far in his career, which is obviously a good thing, but that is That is his award. They should just rename the trophy the Wembanyama Award. They should create a second Defensive Player of the Year award. It's like, here's the Wemby Defensive Player of the Year award. It goes to Wemby, shocker. Okay, everybody else, here's the trophy you're going to be battling over for second place, essentially. Nice pass from the Jerome inside to Mobley for an easy dunk, and the Cavs starting to pull away a little bit to start this fourth quarter. No Cade Cunningham on the court. Here he is getting off the bench, going to the scores table. They got to get him back out there if they want a chance to win this game. This is the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can't mess around here. Holland's going to fire a right wing three off the back rim. Mobley rips away a rebound. And a home run pass over to Jerome. Saves the bad pass from going out of bounds. Up top to Craig Porter, over to Mobley. He's going to fire a straightaway three, contested. Can't get it to go, but he gets fouled by Paul Reed, and Paul Reed is frustrated right now. He is frustrated. David said, you average 25 a game, and you're pretty good, I say. 25 a game in your second year in the league, by the way. 25 a game in your second year in the league. MBM said his defense is crazy. It's very annoyingly good. It's annoyingly incredible, actually. He came in second in Defensive Player of the Year voting last season as a rookie. He will win it this year, and he'll win it for the foreseeable future as long as he hits that 65 game played minimum. His defense is annoyingly good. The refs are reviewing this foul from Paul Reed for the three. Paul Reed is very frustrated. Yak said, unfortunately, like all 7-footers, he will have big man injuries in his first 5 years. We'll see. We'll see. All the stories about Wembanyama is about how he has worked relentlessly and trained his feet and stretched his feet in certain ways and does foot workouts to avoid those big man injuries. We'll see if they occur as he plays into his career. 82 games and playing the way he plays is not natural for a guy 7 feet tall to run and jump constantly like that. Heat working on a resolution with Kyle Anderson after a portion of the deal that would have sent him to the Raptors falls through. Okay. Just go ahead, take him into your cap and buy him out. Can he go to the Knicks? Is he on a minimum or something? What does his contract look like? I think they called the flagrant on Paul Reed. Mobley misses a free throw. David said, who's on the roommates this week? Our guy Mike Breen is on the roommate show tomorrow. David said Hug needs to be a guest on Roommates. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. We still need the OG Anunoby episode, by the way. We still need the OG Anunoby episode. Mike Breen should be a great episode, though. I saw the post promoting the episode that drops tomorrow, and I thought it was promoting that the episode dropped today, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a great episode. And then I got to wait a whole 24 hours. I got to wait till tomorrow for it. Jerome down the lane, gets it over to Mobley. Mobley loses it in the paint, kicks it out to Craig Porter. Pump fakes, sidestep, puts up the three, splashes it. LPB, what's up, LPB? Did you book your Orlando Magic Parades tickets? No, I did not. Cunningham in the lane to Holland, who gets fouled, going along baseline. 9:30 to go. LPB, I might consider it if the Magic can find themselves back at least 500. Get one game over 500 and I'll consider it. Hardaway Jr. gets it over to Duren. Duren has it up top. Hands it off to Sasser, dancing around the Duren screen. Pocket pass to Duren. Ball is loose. Duren fighting for it. Can't keep it alive as it's knocked out of bounds. Mobley bringing it down. He has it up top. Fakes the handoff. Now gets it over to Craig Porter. Driving to his left. Down the lane. Scoop play with the left hand off glass. Gets it to go. Cunningham coming to his right off the Durham screen. Hesitation move. Driving it down. Stops. Turns. In the paint. Pump fake. Kicks it out. Holland a straightaway three. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Ty Jerome with the rebound. Holland hounding him, trying to force the turnover. Ty Jerome gets it over to Mobley. Mobley throws it over to Craig Porter, a left corner three. Can't get it to go. It's about to be the Craig Porter takeover if he hit that three. Would have been 8 straight points from Craig Porter. Cunningham down the lane, gets a righty scoop layup to go over Niang. And it's a 10-point game now. Just like that. Just like that. Couple threes, 10-point lead. Ty Jerome spins in the lane, kicks it out to LeVert, driving to his right on Cunningham. He loses it. Here comes Sasser. Sasser bringing it down, swings it out to Hardaway. A left wing three for Hardaway, splashes it. And they needed it. Under 8 to go. They needed it. 7-point game. Got a little bit more to come back on, but yeah, I said, unfortunately, the length they have and off balance, up against another body, the torque strain in some movements will rip or break something, and we know they live shorter lives. For sure, for sure. The probability is high. All I'm saying is that all the stories about Wemby is that since he was a kid, his dream is to be a basketball player, and he has been working his butt off so that he doesn't suffer the same big man injuries as those before him. You know, we all know what it is with big men and the injuries that they suffer. And he has clearly taken the steps to try and not suffer those injuries anymore. You know? We'll see if those workouts and those yoga sessions and the flexibility that he's worked on his whole career actually plays dividends into him not suffering the same injuries. So we'll see. MBM says, Detroit don't know how to pull these type of games out consistently. No, I mean, we did watch the Detroit-Miami game. Now, Cleveland is much better than Miami. But we did watch the Detroit-Miami game where it was a really close game, and Detroit came back on Miami and stole that one from them. So we'll see if they're going to be able to pull off magic again here tonight. David said Cade needs a few pieces. I think they need a year or two of development and then some trades, for sure. Any other news from Shams? No other news from Shams. Just the extension, the trade, but no other news. Mr. Sports, what's up, Mr. Sports? What is Chicago doing? This Shams update. Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball have agreed to a 2-year, $20 million contract extension. What is Chicago doing? Lonzo Ball was on my list of guys I hope would sneakily get traded to the Knicks. I love Lonzo. A supremely smart basketball player. Fantastic defender. Can knock down an open three. And Chicago, what are you doing? You give him an extension? Trade him to a good team. Get a pick. Chicago is by far the worst run organization in the league right now. We all think Dallas is crazy, but Dallas still remains an excellent basketball team, right? This Chicago move is baffling. Baffling. Why extend Lonzo Ball? What is the purpose? Why? Trade him to a good team. He could stay or be moved, the massive deal with many moving parts. Kyle Anderson, by the way. David said Chicago trading their identity. What is their identity? They don't have an identity. Their identity is mid. Bulls officials and Clutch Sports CEO finalized a new deal tonight. Several trade suitors emerged for Lonzo Ball in recent days, but he and the Bulls have now reached a new deal that keeps him in Chicago through 26-27 after 2 years away from the game. Ball made a successful, productive return this season. So teams were reaching out to them to trade for Lonzo, and they said, actually, let's give him an extension. Let's not trade him. Let's not get more assets. You traded Zach LaVine away and you didn't get anything back. You just got worse. That's all you did. You got worse. And instead of trading off more pieces while their value was still there, you said, nah, let's go ahead. Let's sign him to his contract extension. While teams are calling you, while teams are calling Chicago after they traded Zach LaVine for nothing, by the way, so they're going to be worse, they said, nah, let's just re-sign him. Why would we want to re-sign him? We really like Lonzo, but we're tanking. We're not trying to win games. I can't even come up in this scenario. I can't even come up with a reason as to why Chicago would keep Lonzo. I mean, shout out to Lonzo. I love that he got paid, but why is he why is he staying with Chicago, man? This is baffling. That is baffling news to me. I'm partly more shocked than the Luka trade. That's not true, but I'm just saying. Robin, what's up, Robin? Our resident Heat fan. We got Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, first round pick. Knicks, let's fight. We're going to beat you. No, you're not, Robin. No, you're not. Happy you finally got out of the Jimmy Butler drama, but, you can stay down there in the play-in, Robin. Miami can stay down there in the play-in. We're not worried about Miami. Cade said Chicago just being stupid. Yeah. I mean, I can't come up with a reason as to why you keep him when teams are calling you about him. I mean, it's a different animal here about Detroit coming back. Very true. Very true. This is a factual statement. Although the score is now suddenly 95, because I was busy ranting, to 92. Busy ranting about the Lonzo Ball news. So it's a 3-point game, just like that, with 7:05 to go. Only 50 seconds came off the clock. MBM said Chi-Town building around Ball. Wouldn't be surprised if that was something they were thinking about. Charlie said, Knicks not making a move this deadline is actually a good move. Remember the 2004 Pistons win the finals, and just a good starting five and an okay bench lineup, just exactly like we have right now. The Knicks have one of the best starting fives in the league, and they have Jalen Brunson is better than any of the Pistons on that team. Yeah, I'd confidently say that. He's better than Rip Hamilton, better than Chauncey Billups. Obviously a different player as Garland puts up a 3 and splashes it. Obviously a different player than Ben Wallace, but still more valuable and better than Ben Wallace. The only player who's better than Tayshaun Prince, the only player who's comparable to Brunson is Rasheed Wallace. But Rasheed Wallace was so erratic that I'd take Brunson over him. Maybe slightly, but I'd still take Brunson over him. And his ability to create his own shot is unparalleled. So yeah, I'd definitely take Jalen Brunson over Rasheed Wallace in his prime. And then overall, the Knicks are just, they're better. The Knicks have 2 all-stars starting in the lineup. Beasley, a left corner 3, in transition, can't get it to go, 98-92. 6 minutes to go. Halfway through. And Charlie, to that point, that league was not deep at the time. In the mid-2000s, it was not a deep league at all. And so not having a very good bench was fine. You could get away with that. The league is supremely deep right now. Like, you have to have 1 through 9 of guys you legitimately trust. Maybe 8. You have to have at least 8 guys you trust. You have to have 9 guys you can play. You have to. League is way too deep now. things you could get away with back then in 2004 are not things you can get away with now in today's league. Robin said, bye, Chevy. See you in the finals. See you in the finals. We'll be in the conference finals, Robin. We'll see if Miami can get there. We'll be waiting for you if you can. Cunningham, a pull-up three, gets it to go. Oh, my goodness. It's Cade Cunningham time, y'all. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. A little over 5 minutes to go. 5-point game. Garland has it up top. Let's see how this ends. We got 5 minutes to go. Let's get into it. Garland puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. Cunningham rips away a rebound. Come on, Cade. Bring us home, Cade. Shot out of a cannon, crossing over to his left. Euro stepping down the lane, leans in, puts up the floater, gets it to go, and he's looking for an and one. He said, give me my foul too. Back to a one-possession game, 100-97. Under 5 minutes to go. Garland has it up top, being guarded by Beasley. Quick crossover to his right, driving it down, gets to the basket, layup off the glass, can't get it to go, but knocked out of bounds by Beasley as he was wrestling it away from Jared Allen. David Ross Jr. said, now the Warriors got 2 head cases in Draymond and Butler. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. We'll see how those guys get along. Listen, they might be so evil together that they understand each other, or they might try to burn the world down trying to fight each other. We'll see. We'll see how that relationship works out. Sam Merrill, heavily contested left corner three, gets it to go down. Cunningham up top, coming to his right, behind the back, coming to his left off a couple of screens, driving it down, picks up his dribble, kicks it out the hard way. He wants it right back. He got Garland on him. Has it in the high post, spinning to his left, spinning back to his right in the paint. Gets fouled by Garland. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws, unless they're not in the bonus. David said, need team psychiatrist. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to need something there, man. They might just need security to be around that team at all times. Yank said, it's never happening, but love to hear who's leaving and what do you want the lineup to be. Jalen Duren can't get it to go. Or was that Cade with the shot? Either way, shot missed. Here come the Cavs. What are you talking about, Yak? What do you want the lineup to be? Merrill, another left corner three, can't get it to go. Allen with the offensive rebound. He felt the contact, threw it up, can't get it to go. Mobley able to grab it. Down low to Garland, who pump fakes, leans in, gets the layup to go, and he's looking for a foul call. Biggerstaff calls a timeout. For Durant. Okay. Love to hear who's leaving and what do you want the lineup to be. For Durant? For Durant, the salary that matches up is OG Anunoby. Unless you're trading Bridges and Josh Hart. And you're going to play Durant at the 3, McBride at the 2, or Durant at the 4, and Anunoby at the 3. 3-4, they could flip, flop, and whatnot. McBride at the 2. Or because you have the shooting of Durant, shooting of Anunoby, the shooting of Brunson, what you could do is we could fulfill your wish, Nick Yak, and we can go Mitch at the 5, Towns at the 4, Anunoby at the 3, Durant at the 2, with Brunson at the 1. I think I like that lineup better than Towns at the 5 with Durant at the 4, just because, you're worried about the defense. Obviously, Durant's older. You don't want to put too much pressure on him, and you don't need a ton of space with Durant operating out of the mid-range. He kind of created an insane amount of space all by himself, and then you could still go to the Towns at the 5 with lineups with Durant. So that might be my starting lineup if everybody's healthy. But yeah, I'd probably give up Bridges and Josh Hart. I'd keep Anunoby. And yeah, that's probably what I would do. Because if not, then you're just kind of trading Anunoby and some smaller pieces for Durant and some smaller pieces to make it work, with obviously like a pick haul to make it work and whatnot, but that's what I would do. MBM said we don't need KD. No, I don't want KD at all either. But I was just asked the question. Hypothetically, if that were to happen, that's probably how I would want to do it. If I was playing 2K, that's how I would want to do it. Although in 2K, Anunoby sucks. I don't know if you guys have played 2K. I've deleted the game off my console a while ago, but I did play a little bit of the new 2K, and I've tried playing with Bridges. I've tried playing with Anunoby. Those guys suck in 2K. They're terrible in 2K. Anunoby's jump shot, his ball handling, his finishing at the basket, he's terrible. His defense isn't even good in 2K. They got Anunoby all wrong in that game. He's terrible. Cunningham knocks down his free throws. It is 105 to 100. David said big KD splash coming. We'll see, man. He's the last big fish that was a ton of smoke around. Hopefully we get it soon. Garland down the lane, can't get the layup to go. Long rebound, Holland pulls it out. He's off and running. It's a 5-point game to get it over to Cunningham, driving it down. No look pass inside to Thompson, who throws it down with two hands. Yes, sir. Said, you're not getting this one. I'm gonna throw it down with two hands. Back to a 3-point game. MBM said we already have the second best offense without KD. For sure. I want nothing to do with Durant. But hypothetically, if that were to happen. Allen inside the Mobley gets a layup to go, and Cade Cunningham's down hurt, holding his ankle. And they call a timeout. Cade is hurt. So much so that they got to call a timeout. He's not even making it down the other end of the court. Rolled his ankle. Yak said KD would hate to come here, but he followed Kyrie, and now it's just too late for anyone who passed on us for me. For sure. I rock with that mentality completely, too. I rock with that completely. You didn't want us back then, don't want us now while we're up. Don't be like, oh, I could see myself playing with it. No, you didn't. You had your opportunities. 25-26. KD will cost. I'm just making the money match. 25-26. There's no way for the Knicks to realistically trade for KD. I was just making the money match, like a 2K trade. We're not trading for KD, nor do I want KD. But in order to make the money match, it would have to be a combination of Bridges and Hart or Anunoby. Not Joe said, hopefully Cade is fine. He does have the sprained ankle. He's looking at the coach. He said he thinks he's good. Hopefully it's just a minor sprain. He's looking like me out there. I sprained my ankle the other day. I popped right up because I got that dog in me. I said, nah, this sprained ankle not going to hold me down. I got to get out there. I got to turn the stream on. We got to do the game. I could have taken the stream off. I could have just said, DNP tonight for me, y'all. I got to ice the ankle. Nah, I'm out here. Standing up for all 3 hours. We're not taking a seat. All 3 hours standing on an ankle, on a bum ankle. Cunningham missed the floater, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Cavs in a 5-point game with 2:20 to go. Looks like Detroit is going to fall a little short tonight. MBM said, OG just found himself. Next year's 2K, he will be a beast. I'd like to think so, but 2K is, every time you think like, oh no, yeah, he's definitely going to be good this year, they never make them good. Strus loses it. Here comes Thompson. Kicks it out to Cunningham, a left wing three for Cade. Needed it. They're in with the offensive rebound, though. Kicks it out to Hardaway Jr. for a three. Comes up short. Strus with the rebound. And it looks like their opportunities are starting to dry up here. Under 2 to go in a 5-point deficit. K. Hazy said OG is slow in 2K. Yes, he is, man. Super slow. Jump shot's pretty ugly. Like, it doesn't really look like his jump shot. Can't even dribble the ball. Can't finish in the paint. Garland, step back, right wing, fading out of bounds three for Darius Garland. And that might be the dagger that ends the game, gives them an 8-point lead. Yak said they didn't realize how big it's going to be for whoever gets across the chip line. Players so stupid. Duran gets blocked in the paint. Garland picks it up, and now we got about a minute to go, a little over a minute. A minute and 10 seconds. 70 seconds to go in this game. Garland dancing with it. Over to Merrill. They swing it over to Strus. No hesitation three. Can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by Jared Allen. And the coaches are going to challenge, so this is likely going to be overturned. If they're challenging, then the ball is going to go back to the Pistons. Doug Fresh, what's up, Doug Fresh? David Oz Jr. said Dallas Celtics tomorrow. Yeah, that's probably going to be the game we watch tomorrow. It will, obviously, with the deadline, I believe the deadline's 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. My time, Eastern time, 3 p.m. tomorrow. So by the time we do the Dallas Celtics game, the deadline will be over, and we'll know exactly what happened, and we can come on and we can talk about every deal that took place during the past couple of days. Also, I hear might possibly be Anthony Davis's debut with the Mavericks. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Charlie said, Celtics watching this game too, hoping for a Cavs loss. Yeah, for sure. David said, ESPN's 1 p.m. deadline show starts. Yeah, and I believe the deadline is 3 o'clock. They usually go for like 3 hours, right? Instead of just theorizing about what the deadline time is, NBA trade deadline is 3 p.m. is the last, down to the last minute. 2:59 is the last minute you can make a trade. So, trade deadline show on ESPN starts at 1. I will be tuned in on my phone, paying attention to what goes on while work is going on, obviously, but I will be locked in. I will be plugged in tomorrow. Successful challenge, ball going back to Cleveland with a minute to go. You get it into Allen, back to Garland. Under a minute to go. And a moving screen on Jared Allen, and a fracas is Jared Allen. Set a really hard screen. Pistons want to make it a big deal. And Jared Allen says, I didn't do it on purpose, and he walks away because he didn't do it on purpose. But this Pistons team, they're young, rough, and rowdy. Yak said, I know nothing about games, but it should be rated 100% on players' offensive stats against closest players' defensive stats for who's good or not. But I have no idea how games work. It's pretty complicated, Yak. It's difficult to explain now, but yeah, that is a tough screen from Allen. God damn, why did he set that hard-ass screen? He extended the arms and everything. Why did he do that? And Jared Allen walked away like he did nothing wrong. It's pretty funny. Not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. David said, we have 6 games between Boston and Cleveland. We want them all. Yeah, and we got one on Saturday against Boston. Got one on Boston on Saturday. We also have one this month against Cleveland. I believe it's the 24th, either the 21st or the 24th. MBM said Allen said it wasn't me. He did. He did. He set this hard-ass screen. Listen, you set a screen like this, or sometimes guys set a screen like this to just like brace themselves for the contact. He set the screen like this and then did this as soon as the guy hit him. He came in, set the screen, and then pushed him a little bit. And like, all right, that's some fighting words. Like, that's a tough screen, a little extra too. Like, what are you doing? I believe it was Malik Beasley who came running into Jared Allen and got, right in Jared Allen's chest and was like, who do you think you are hitting my guy like that? And Jared Allen just walked away like, hey, my bad, which is like kind of crazy in an NBA game. Shaggy's out there getting real physical, real tough all of a sudden. What's going on? David said all Cleveland games back-to-back game. They also have the same. Oh, really? They also have the same in the back-to-back games against Cleveland? That's good, at least. Why is Tristan Thompson on the court? Get Tristan Thompson off the court. Yak said, Cat has to stop extending his long arms. It's so obvious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's crazy when he complains about it because it's the most obvious thing I've ever seen an offensive player do when he extends his arms. There's 56 seconds left in this game, and it's only an 8-point game, so I don't want to leave just in case, Tim Hardaway Jr. or Beasley or Cunningham or something get crazy and they knock down a couple of threes, and the next thing you know, it's a game. So I don't want to sign off just yet. But this replay stuff is getting on my nerves. Like, can we get the game started again? We got a minute to go, and you're going to make me sit here for 10 minutes while you look at a play, and then you tell guys to go sit on their bench, but nobody goes to go sit on your bench. Like, get control of the game, make a call, refs. Come on, man. Jeez. And the Spurs, I just saw it, pulled off a victory at the very tail end, 126-125. What happened in this game? Wembanyama ended up with 24-12. De'Aaron Fox at 24-13. Expect his, over the next couple of games, if you are a bettor, over the next couple of games, hit the over on De'Aaron Fox assist numbers. Hit the heavy over. Trae Young, 32-12. Dyson Daniels, 19. 8-7. Dyson Daniels, my goodness. DeAndre Hunter was hooping. 22-10-5. Jeez. Onyeka Okongwu with 30. 30-12-5. They were killing him. By the way, the refs are still looking at this, man. Okay, Hazy, it's over. I would like to think so, man. But you never know with these games. It's only 8. If it were like 12 or 15 or something, like, sure, I'd sign off. But I just got a feeling about this Detroit team, man. I've seen them do it. 76ers are losing to the Heat. I would love for Philly to get another loss. I would assume Embiid's not playing. Joel Embiid is not playing. Maxi's hooping. Paul George is doing a whole lot of nothing. He's got 0 rebounds, 1 assist in 25 minutes. Look how awful this dude is playing, man. 0 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 points. My man, Gershon Yabusele. Only the Knicks could trade for my man, Gershon Yabusele. Nick Yak said, thanks again, Chevy. Go to check out more craziness in the political arena. Good luck on that, big dog. Good luck on that. So the Pistons get 2 free throws, and they'll get the ball back. Garland got 2 free throws. And now Thompson will get 2 free throws. Because he was the guy who was fouled. Knocked down the first one. MBM said Embiid don't play back-to-back. I didn't realize it was the back-to-back, but I'm sure he don't even play 2 games in a row. How many times has that happened this season? Thompson does knock down both of his free throws. So after all of that, it's still an 8-point game. The refs took all that time for nothing to change. We just added 2 points to each side. Cunningham coming to his right. Got nobody to get it to. Gets it over to Beasley. Beasley's got to chuck it up. Can't get it to go. Duran with the offensive rebound. Can't get the layup to go. Finally gets it to go down. 6-point game. MBM said PG fell off. Remember when Knicks fans wanted PG over Anunoby? Remember when that was a thing? Niang calls a timeout. 33 seconds to go. 25-26 said the Sixers would never trade with the Knicks. Fair. Very fair. Look, man, I said the Nets would never trade with the Knicks, and then the Nets traded us Mikal Bridges. I said Toronto would never trade with the Knicks because they're suing each other, and then they traded us OG Anunoby. I think Leon Rose has good relationships around the league. I think if there was a trade that was available that both sides liked, Mark, what's up, Mark? Charlie V. Cruz. Charlie said, Wizards with no Kuzma and Valanciunas now beating the Nets, leading by 20. Hey, man, you could argue that Kuzma is addition by subtraction. You could make the argument that I've been making for a while, that Valanciunas isn't very good. And that his departure is also addition by subtraction. You got Rashawn Holmes playing. Koulibaly, Carrington. Off the bench, they got the rookie Tristan Vukcevic. Corey Kispert with 15. $13-8 for Bub Carrington. I like Bub Carrington. Mervin Millerin. What's up, Mervin? It's over? Likely. Very likely. They get it in the Merrill. Merrill on the right wing. Up top to Garland. Garland with the pass fake. He gets fouled. All right, we're going to play the foul game. This one's probably over. Mervin said, I knew earlier that the Cavs were going to win. Well, the Cavs are lose. Oh, the Cavs. The Cavs are going to win, yeah. I mean, it was likely. Cavs are the better team, even without Donovan Mitchell. But, you know, this Detroit team made them work. Didn't make it easy. But I guess that is going to be it. Mark said, thoughts on the Warriors trying to be relevant again? But we had a big old conversation about it when the news did broke live on stream. I think it's a desperate team making a desperate move. And it has the possibility to work, but signing him to a 2-year extension, he'll be making $60 million when he's 37. They could definitely pull themselves out of the play-in if Jimmy Butler is, like, ready to go. I don't think he will be, but actually I do think he will be. I think he was playing patsy with the Heat, like just kind of laying down and being like, oh no, I can't play, I suck now, and kind of torpedoing his team's chances. But Cunningham bringing it down. Can he make something out of nothing? A pull-up straightaway 3. A deep one splashes it. This is why we don't sign off yet. Now it's a 3-point game with 16 seconds to go. Get it into Garland. Garland being guarded by Thompson. Garland in the backcourt gets fouled by Thompson. Thompson did a good job not fouling right away and trying to go for the steal. And then when he realized he couldn't get the steal, he went for the foul. Great job by Thompson there. 12.8 to go in the game. Mervin said, I'm from the Philippines. Appreciate you, Mervin. Appreciate you. Shout out to you in the Philippines. Garland at the foul line. If you remember the Rockets game, he did not come clutch in that foul line situation. Garland misses a free throw. Darius Garland is not clutch, y'all. He is getting flashbacks to that Rockets game where he had 3 free throws to make 2, and he missed 2 of them. Only made 1 of them. Look at the look on his face. Look at his face. Darius Garland does not want to be on that foul line right now. RS Speller 2019. I still hope Cleveland makes a trade by tomorrow. What do you want to see them make? What trade do you want to see them make, R. Speller? Garland does knock down the second one. You got to chuck it up and try to get a 3 here. They hand it off to Cunningham, who gets fouled by Niang. What are you doing, Niang? What are you doing? You know he's going to catch that and look to shoot it. Under 10 seconds. They're down by 4. What is Niang doing? Niang is a moron, dude. Niang, brother. Literally, I'm sure everyone's just talking about, like, let him make a tough shot. We're still up by 1. We'll inbound to get fouled. We'll hit 2 free throws. You foul him and put him at the line? All right, well, Cunningham, 3 big free throws here. Makes the first one. Okay, Hazy said, how is he 88% from the line? Probably shoots a lot of free throws in the first 3 quarters of the game. That 4th quarter hits, that man does not want to be on the line. Cunningham gets a nice friendly bounce on his 2nd free throw. He does get it to drop, though. Got 1 more to come. It's a 2-point game. You can cut it to a 1-point game with 7.3 to go. Charlie said CP called Niang the minivan, right? I do think his name is minivan. R. Speller said either Hunter or Johnson. There's too many Hunters or Johnsons in the league, R. Speller. Which Hunter, which Johnson? You talking about DeAndre Hunter? You get it into Garland, and Garland gets fouled in the backcourt. 6 seconds to go. I don't know if you're going to get DeAndre Hunter. He's in the running for 6th man of the year. What other Hunters in the league? RJ Hunter? Johnson? There's 1,000 Johnsons. What Johnson, R. Speller? Which Johnson is you referring to, my man? Garland's at the foul line. He just missed one. He did hit the second one, though. Maybe he just needed to feel it out a little bit. Garland at the foul line. Makes the first one. Perfect free throw. The Pistons do have a timeout, though. Cam Johnson, R. Speller? Cam Johnson would be great, and you can afford him. You can. Cam Johnson would be a great pickup for you. Great pickup for Cleveland. A lot of teams should be in on Cam Johnson, but it's been quiet so far in the Cam Johnson front. He would be one of the bigger names moved tomorrow. KD, there was a lot of smoke around KD movement, but I think he's going to end up staying in Phoenix. We got 6 seconds to go here. Garland knocked down both of his free throws. It is 115-112. It is a 3-point game. The best Detroit can hope for right now is to knock down a 3 set into overtime. The unlikeliest but possible scenario, they get a 4-point play opportunity here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Mervin said, what happened to Garland? Garland got fouled in the backcourt, hit his 2 free throws. It is a 3-point game. Detroit had a timeout to burn, so they're going to be able to inbound it at the half-court line. 6.2 seconds is a ton of time. You can run a play. They can get a guy open and get the ball into Cade Cunningham. I'm sure that Cleveland will send a double team to Cade Cunningham and force the ball out of his hands. We'll see if anybody will be ready to step up and knock down a 3 here. Charlie said, send this to overtime, Detroit. I'm not a fan of overtime games outside of Knicks games, but I wouldn't mind an overtime. Beasley gets it into Cunningham, coming to his left. Gets fouled again. He gets fouled again, y'all. Cade Cunningham gets fouled on a 3-point attempt. Again, you foul a 3-point shooter twice. Mobley, grabs him. Hits him on the arm as Cunningham's going up for a 3. Cleveland, you expect me to take you seriously. When you do stuff like this, Cade is 10 for 10 from the foul line tonight. Hits the first one. He's got to hit all 3. You expect me to take Cleveland seriously when this happens? This is why we don't sign off early. This is why we don't sign off early. Cunningham knocks down the second one. Jeez Louise. Cleveland has no timeouts. They have to go the full length of the court. They got 5 seconds to do it, so they got enough time. Cade has 20 points in the fourth quarter. And he came up short, but he got the friendly bounce. He got all 3 free throws. Garland gets it in. Garland pushing it. 3, 2, 1. A pull-up deep 3 for Garland. Oh, he got it! Darius Garland sent them home. Darius Garland, a 40-footer. Like a step or two inside from the half-court line. 2 steps inside from the half-court line. Launched that thing, nothing but net for Darius Garland. Sent them home. All that talk about how he's not clutch from me. Missed all them free throws in Houston. Missed the first free throw here in the fourth quarter against the Pistons. And came up clutch with 3 straight free throws and a 40-foot three-point bomb at the buzzer to send Detroit packing. My goodness. Charlie said, no way, like the Trae Young game winner on the Jazz, yeah. He said, damn, I needed the Pistons to win. I know, I was rooting for the Pistons too. Crazy ending. Crazy ending. Darius Garland. Gotta be a big confidence booster to hit that shot right there, man. The Cavaliers do win, Mervin. The Cavaliers win. 118-115. That is game. Hit the 3 at the buzzer. Yeah, he's at the logo, man. He is at the logo. That is like a 35, 40-footer right there. At the buzzer. After all of that, after all the work Cade Cunningham did, after all the folly and the mistake of fouling a 3-point shooter twice, they still escaped Detroit with the win. All right. All right. John Reyes, appreciate you. See you Saturday. We will go live tomorrow for the Dallas versus Boston game 1. We got the spot in Boston. And 2, it is believed that tomorrow will be Anthony Davis's Dallas debut. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Mark said, why haven't I heard Detroit make any moves yet? They got some injuries, and I'm sure they're probably waiting until tomorrow to make the trade, if they are going to make a trade. But I guess we'll just have to find out. We're just going to have to wait and see until tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. K. Hazy, Mark, 2526. Mervin, John Reyes, Charlie B. Cruz, Mark. Nick Yak was in here earlier. R. Speller, appreciate you guys. Remember, stay hydrated, get a good night's sleep, brush your teeth before bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Bye!